the fact that it's very good at doing an impression doesn't mean that anyone thinks that that's really the person speaking. In fact, I think if anybody claimed that, they should be locked up. They should just be put in prison. They shouldn't be able to operate a motor vehicle or whatever it is. They're either flat out lying or they're too stupid for society. Who had been doing that to them for 6 months?
I don't have any of them. Also, this has to be doing wonders for Kayla's self-esteem.
Kayla knows that she
I bet
there.
it's not. Yeah, right.
She was there. Do you think she doesn't know this? Like, what is wrong with
yell
you?
At the AI.
Why
that
are
was
you
just
yelling?
AI.
Yeah. What do you want from me? I didn't say that.
They're too stupid for society.
Welcome back. Sorry, I know I was a little bit late. Today because I wasn't planning on streaming, despite what the detractors might think. I actually don't want to talk about Nick every day. That's why I just played video games last night to a much smaller audience, where we just chilled out. We had some jokes, we had some fun. But Nick did something today that really pissed me off. And I don't think he realizes just how stupid what he's doing right now. For some reason, he's got it in his head that he has to attack every woman, every person that's seen as a vulnerable member of society. And Alyssa Clips, friend of the channel, announced today that she has a pancreatic lump, which is not great at all. But Nick decided that there was nothing to do, so he decided to come on stream. He actually had a stream that said, basically, there's nothing to talk about. Maybe we'll talk about Trump and me. The only thing he wanted to talk about was to laugh at Alyssa Clips because she announced this thing. And personally, like, if I had something wrong with me, I wouldn't even tell anyone. I would probably just, go to my grave silently or something. Now, of course, we hope that Alyssa Clips gets better. And I have a link in the chat tonight. If you see up there, the pinned message, Alyssa Clips, you can buy her a coffee. She's got Venmo. She's got Cash App. She does a lot of work for the community. And I think if you want to give something back, now would be the time to her. Like, how do you punch down on a cancer patient? Like, what the fuck? Like, what the actual fuck? Now, the funny thing was that this was Nick in his regular time slot. And I don't know, Girl Bros in chat can probably confirm that, but karma is apparently real because his non-Karen Reed trial, and the Karen Reed trial is going down and down and down. I'm having a fun making my little graphs and watching other people's graphs as well. But today, in his stream that was only propped up for the sole purpose of laughing at someone that has cancer, he barely got over 500 viewers. I actually have the stats. I think it peaked out at about 660 or something, but let me have a look. The peak was 661, but the average, oh dear. The average was 569. We'll talk about that as we go through. We have some fun stuff tonight. It'll probably be a shorter stream. We might talk about the Trump Elon stuff. We might talk about iDubbbz because, like I said, I kind of save up all of the cringe so I can unleash it in a good 2-hour segment. That's kind of like my goal. And if we go to 3 hours or 4 hours, then there's no problem with that at all. But we'll see how Nick is doing today. He's not doing too good, but look at this. From the rafters, we have a post by Minnesota Public Records. Now, don't get your hopes up too high. They just dropped a little bit of a nugget that was kind of funny. They said, cough, cough, and then they have a Minnesota police report. Now, it's kind of weird in Minnesota. Like, apparently you can't search by the defendant's name, but you can search by the trial or the case number. I think you can also search by the lawyer, but this was currently unforeseen. And in the letter of the law, this means that Nick has, in my understanding, broken his probation. Now, I don't think it's going to matter, but it is funny. It's a fairly minor traffic violation. Probably won't send him to jail, but if you want to look at the letter of the law, he has now broken the law after his probation has started. So you never know. Maybe if there's a karma out there, we'll see something funny happen on the 1st of August. But before we get into that, let me have a look. Where's my, there we go, this one. I'll keep that up while we read these early super chats. We got Amir, he gifted. Well, he he gifted me money. It's not a gift and stuff. He gave £6. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Some rando gifted 5 memberships. Trigger Rob with a big $20 to start off. He says, well, howdy. Well, how's it going? He also gifted 5 memberships. Let's fucking go. Have I got the chat thing yet? I want the like the number 1 in chat thing that Sean had. Everyone says that they hate it, but I like it. I can't see it. Like the chat points or something. I don't have it yet, I guess. Sean's got it. Sean's a good, like, Sean is like YouTube's a good boy or something. I don't know. And Fatty Katie with the 5 says, do you think our wife still drips when she thinks of Aaron or just Nick? I think she is only interested in other men in their life. That's one of the rumors going around is that, and in fact, what Nick told Farron, that it was Lady Rekieta, the wife, that was the person that instigated the whole swinging affair. But we'll have to find out. We'll have to see about that. So let's just go through it. And Bob Tube gifting an Australian KNU. Now, this is a full, this is not like one of those devalued ones. This is a full 1 Australian Kayla nude unit. Thank you very much. Big support in this stream. And again, I love the support. I love to make money. I love money. Oh, wait, I've got to play the clip for that, don't I? Every time I say I love money. Wait, where is it?
Yeah, I like money, though. I like money. Oh, I like money.
Yeah, I like money, but like I said, I've got the links up for Alyssa. Show her your support tonight if you so choose to. I'll definitely be sending her something as well. All right, so let's go through this. We'll start. What should we start with? I think I want to wait. I want to wait to get into the Alyssa stuff because I want more people to see it. So we'll go through the other stuff, the kind of just like not that interesting, but kind of funny stuff. And then we're going to end with the big Alyssa thing that happened today. And then we'll go through something a bit maybe lighter because like, I don't know about you guys, but I like to have a bit of fun on the weekend. I don't just want to talk about this weirdo all the time. Let's see. All right. We'll start with the Minnesota Public Record stuff. So as of today, Minnesota Public Records, who allegedly still has documents, about 70 pages, but they're looking to release them. They dropped this little thing. What is this? No XP showing. Okay, thanks. She's not reading messages while I'm streaming. They popped up in the forum, so they are there. They are paying attention, and I would encourage them if they have the files, but they're concerned about sharing them. There is many lawyers in this space, Legal Mindset, Sean, potentially criminal in particular, that you could message on Kiwi Farms. I don't think Legal Mindset has a Twitter account. I mean, he does have a Twitter account. He doesn't have a Kiwi Farms account. You could message Sean to give you information on how to release those securely in a way to protect your identity and also to make sure you're not violating any Minnesota laws. Because we're all hoping to see that soon. And I believe also, what is his name? Gabe? Not Gabe Newell. What is his name? Gabe Hoffman? Gabe Hoffman is going on Keanu's show on the 12th for apparently a big expose. They're currently hammering Nick with like these redo of Healer like cringe clips. I don't think that's quite the silver bullet they're looking for, but it will make normies cringe at him. I'm a little bit tired today, but let's go through it. So Minnesota Public Records said cough, and then they have the court filing. Interesting. So we'll have a look at this. So this is a notice of a Zoom remote hearing. Oh no. Now I believe this was currently unknown of. So Minnesota is still out there. They're still looking for things to make fun with Nick for. Now this is going to be on July 17th. And I guess since it's a Zoom meeting, you can attend yourself if you so wish to. Maybe you can don't disrupt it. Don't disrupt the court. Okay, that's just cringe. It's not terrible. It's not crazy, but this is a violation of Minnesota law, which I believe is a violation of the probation. So the state of Minnesota versus Nicholas Rekieta again. He can't keep getting away with it, as they say. You are notified of this matter set for a remote hearing. This hearing will not be in person at the courthouse. It'll be on Zoom at 8:15 a.m. on July 17th. It is an arraignment. The hearing will be held via Zoom and appearance shall be by video unless otherwise directed. The judicial officer, Oel Ted. But how the weirdos? These are Scandinavian prude names. What is going on here? Oli Tedven? Tvedten? I don't know. Oli. Judicial Officer Oli in Stearns County is there. If you fail to appear, a warrant will be issued for your arrest. Now, again, it's a pretty minor thing, but it would be funny if he stayed up late. I think he stayed up to like 5 a.m. today, just trying to like laugh at Alyssa. And then the chat was like telling him he looks like a weirdo and he's actually ghoulish, because that's all the only way I can describe it. I said that on the clip when I saw it. I said, this is a ghoulish husk of a man. And somebody responded to me, a very funny person. And they said, even ghouls look after their children. So, I mean, take that for what you will. So, all right. So we got the Zoom link down there. Now, I believe I have correctly censored everything. You can see it's going to be Francis White will be defending him in the motor vehicle registration and operating a vehicle with expired registration. Now, this is funny. This is funny, not because it's serious, but because of how petty it is. But the traffic citation, and first of all, before we get to this, actually, wait, hold on. Got some stuff here. Where is that? Where is that? Okay. So these are the conditions. This is important to know for the pre-show, I guess, or the pre-document. The conditions of Nick's probation were set on April 18th, 2025, this year, of course. Defendant must comply with the following conditions. Do not possess or use alcohol or drugs except as prescribed. Random testing. Submit to random drug testing and alcohol testing as directed by an agent and or law enforcement. Must submit to a baseline test as soon as possible. Now, Nick has... well, I guess that's the testing, not the probation officer. But Nick has said that he's very disappointed. He cannot be in more contact with his probation officer because how is he going to manipulate them? Now, he said that as a joke, but a lot of jokes said in truth. And it was funny how I told you the other night how Farron got a shower call by both Nick and Nick's top, Janny. He does it for free, by the way. He literally called up Farron to seethe her because she was being mean to him on Twitter. One of the things that Farron said is that the only way she'll maybe give Nick another chance, which is not going to happen now, as I understand it, is that if he gets a male therapist, because, well, you know, Nick will just try to either manipulate or try and harass anyone that he perceives as weaker than himself. But that's, I guess that means we won't be able to talk about him soon, though, because like I said, if we get another 50 viewers, we'll have beaten Nick again for what, the 5th time this week. Very, very sad showing from Nicky Boy. Little Nicky, as we've been calling him. Let's see. So he has to receive the cognitive skill training and cooperate with cognitive skill programming as directed by your agent. So, of course, he has to go to thinking school because he's so dumb. They tried to listen to him talk about how OnlyFans is going to be a cool job for mums in the future. And they said, look, you need to go back to thinking school. They're literally giving him government-mandated re-education. Sign probation agreement and comply with probation agreement and greet with agent as directed. Do not possess guns, ammunition, or explosives. Literally demoted to a non-American for 5 years. Obtain permission from agent before leaving the state. Most importantly, follow all state and federal criminal laws. Contact your probation officer as directed. And then also tell your probation officer within 72 hours if you have contact with law enforcement. So Nick would have already notified his probation officer about this. All right, so let's go into the actual thing again. Here we go. So remember, he has to follow all laws as of April 18th. This was on April 25th. He couldn't go a single week without breaking a law. Okay. Now, again, it is a fairly minor thing, but it is funny. You'd think that if the government can come and take away your kids, you would be doing every single thing to be a good boy, but he can't help it. So let's take a look. This was at 6:51 p.m. Oh, he's just driving. He's driving around. He is Nicholas Rekieta, is the citee in the Stearns County in Rockville, Minnesota. So I guess that's the same. Maybe he was going to Stonies. Wait, what day was the 25th? Was it Thirsty Thursdays? Let me have a look. Hold on a second. April. I said May, didn't I? April. April 25th was Friday. What happens in Stonies on Friday? Is that the Naked Twister night? But he must have been speeding down to Stonies. And I thought Nick was 6'3", but he's 6'2". He's getting shorter every time I look this up. And Officer Mueller observed a vehicle with April 24th tabs. Now, this is what's really funny. This is actually really funny with me. Tabs that ran the plates to confirm that the vehicle registration had expired, showing April 2024. The vehicle showed April 26. The vehicle should show April 2026 tabs to be current. The driver did not have a reason for the tabs and said it has been a year. So the cops just pulled him down. Literally one day after these expire. I mean, I guess it could have been the whole month. I don't know if it's issued for the whole month or whatever. Maybe there's some more details here. But in my head canon. Oh, no, wait. No, he's been expired for a year. Sorry, I thought this was... Sorry, I was being dumb here. He was expired for 2 years. Oh, dear. I thought this was like the situation where it would be expired for one day, and the cops were just like pulling up on him. But actually, the detail is funnier. He just didn't even bother to do it for an entire year. What a dummy! What an absolute dummy! I can see the cops coming in the background now. You might hear them again. The vehicle should show April 2026 tabs to be current. The driver did not have a reason for the tabs and said, "It is what it is." That's what he said. He said, "It is what it is." He was cited to the driver, and he will now be in traffic court. There, see, you can hear it in the background. They always come by. So that's funny. That's funny. Now, we knew this was expired, and Nick's being dinged on quite a few traffic offenses. Like, it would be the funniest thing ever. Like, I don't want Nick to go to prison for this, although, to be honest, he deserves it for how much of a piece of shit he's been being. But what they should do is they should make his life even worse. And they should do that by taking away his driver's license. He complains. He complains about not being able to... Oh, he has to drive all the time. He's super busy, so he can't work on his career. He can't become a good streamer. He can't get over 500 viewers like we have now. Thank you. Hit the like button. You can remember, YouTube is out there to punish us. We're being shadow banned, which means that you've got to hit that button. You've got to hit the like button, which is here.
Hit like if you like the show. If you don't like the show, don't hit like or hit thumbs down. Be like, this guy sucks. I don't mind. But if you do like the show, hit that like button. It really does. I got to remind YouTube that I'm here. They are not distributing things out.
All right. I turned on the cats while we got 711 viewers. Thank you very much. How's it going? Yellow Flash. The Yellow Flash says, even though he doesn't give me money, I thought he was like a big rich YouTuber. He's got his tick in the thing, but I'm always reading his gray chats. I don't think he's even a member of my channel. Yellow Flash says, Kayla will have to stop doing pills and watching Star Trek. She will have to drive the kids. They will both be punished. Yes, indeed. That would be so funny. But Nick has something wrong with him today. Like, I don't know, like for real, what the fuck is going on here? What the fuck is going on here? Like the nose is like, it's like he burned it over a stovetop or something. Was he just breathing in methane or something? I don't know. I don't know what he's doing here. The whippet nose? Maybe. But look how happy he is. And this is the saddest thing. Look at, he's got his stupid little villain laugh today. He's always sucking his fingers too. I think it's like a baby thing, you know? Like revertigo or whatever they call it, when you revert back into being a child. And he's thinking about sucking on his mother's teat. I mean, he did have his mother's medication in his bedroom. That's a bit weird if you ask me. So here's his little goblin laugh. Let's listen. Because he's so happy. I'm going to unmute this as well.
They're fucking perfect. Look at this.
This is the thing. Nick can only be happy now if other people are suffering. And like a lot of the suffering is just like looking at Kurt's pizza casserole or something. Like unironically, I tried to see what he was doing today, and he spent like an hour looking at Kurt cooking videos, which I'm not going to lie, I enjoy those as well. But this is his content now, is just looking at Kurt cooking pizza casserole and thinking about the glory days when people actually cared about what he was talking about, because nobody does now. It's gotten so bad. It's gotten so bad that he's thinking about ditching the entire Karen Reed trial, which would be very sad because then all my data will be thrown away. But I mean, I guess maybe that's a good idea because nobody's watching him anyway for that. Like Kurt's going up to 1,000 viewers and he's dipping below 1,000 viewers. Kurt bros have won. I mean, it's just over. In fact, I'll show you that later on today. But something honestly is going on here with this. I don't know. It has to be the whippets or some shit. It's so weird. It's funny and weird. All right, so we'll go through a couple of the clips. Let's see what we got here. Nick Rekieta regrets Aaron's media tour, polycule, and more. And this is on. Wait, this is American, right? So this is was this last month? No, this is 4 hours. Wait, how the fuck do Americans do this? So they do month first? I don't understand it. What happened to like small, medium, large? Americans are like medium, small, large. It doesn't make any fucking sense. I assume this is from yesterday or today. I don't know. Someone in the chat, please respond. Help me read dates. Aries Athena with a 10 says, like, every like and super chat leaves Nick crying and seething in the corner while clutching his baldo. What a miserable POS. Yes, that's true. Nick can only be happy if other people fail. So when anyone succeeds, it makes him very, very sad. We might go over 1,000 tonight as well. Probably be a smaller stream tonight. Although there we go, Yellowfish finally opening up his big comic book man money. No, how's it going, Yellowfish? Thank you very much. He says $19. Very base, very base. Sorry, I didn't want to shame you into being a brokey. But thank you. Good stuff. Good stuff. Of course, I enjoy every chatter, big and small, but mostly the ones that pay me. All right, so let's see what Nick regrets. Does he have any, like, put a 1 in the chat if he has regrets, and a 2 if you think he has no regrets, okay? We'll do this. And like, we are going to build up to the Alyssa clip stuff, because I want more people to see that. I want people to see what a piece of shit he is when he's actually laughing and taking joy in the fact that a woman has cancer. And like the thing about being mad about a clipper is the stupidest thing ever. Like, I think he says in the clip that my life will improve once these clippers die. Something unhinged like that. The thing is, getting mad at a clipper means that you're getting mad at yourself. Clippers are just fucking mirrors. Yeah, maybe they show you a bad clip. Maybe it's like a bad situation or out of context or something, but those are words that you said. If you're getting mad at a clipper, you're getting mad at yourself. And like the idea that like if Alyssa goes, someone won't take her place, or like there's dozens of clippers. Okay, so it's not going to end if Alyssa goes away. Now, hopefully she stays. I love Alyssa. She's great because she's the best clipper because she makes me sound smarter when she clips me. She takes out all the ums and ahs. And when I ever take 5 times to pronounce a word, she removes that. So she does change it a little bit, but she makes the best reflection to me. It's like looking into a nice and shiny mirror. Let's see what Nick has to say in this clip.
I said I was some level of.
I missed the
You said you're an exhibitionist. Wrong. I said I was some level of an exhibitionist. I just.
Oh boy. Okay. First of all, that's a retard alert. To steal a phrase from the casino. If you are some level of an exhibitionist, you are an exhibitionist. You've just admitted to being so. Does sticking a bottle into your asshole and into your private locals chat, is that some level of being an exhibitionist, or are you an exhibitionist? I think not only is an exhibitionist, and a mighty big one at that, he's also gets off on being made fun of. So maybe I'm feeding into his like weird fantasies right now, because like he obviously enjoys the humiliation. He enjoys being a cuckold, clearly. Let's see, but no, some level. Come on now. He went to fucking hedonism during Swinger Week. He went twice. I always forget that he went there twice. He's planning a 3rd trip. The second he's allowed to leave the country, he's probably already made his plea to the probation officer. Can I go to Jamaica, please? Why? No reason. It's BBC week, and I've got a. Well, he just loves the David Attenborough documentaries or something. All right, let's see.
I don't want people to watch me be naked or have sex.
He had sex in a boat on the beach. You showed your wife's ass with a bottle in it. Yes, you want people to watch you have sex, okay? You had sex in front of Aaron. You had sex with Aaron and April and Kayla, the same place. You clearly do. Oh my goodness. The naked photos, yes, exactly. He said that, like, he unironically said that OnlyFans was going to be a respected profession for children. Not that the children were doing the OnlyFans, but that the children would have parents that were doing OnlyFans, and that they would say, "This is cool that my mum's doing OnlyFans because now I've got a gold iPhone," as if they're not going to get beaten up into the pavement and their gold iPhone either smashed or taken away from them. Because what are they going to? Oh my goodness. He actually believes this. I
just don't care if people happen to see. There's a difference.
No, I don't think there is.
I don't mind. I mean,
if this was true, then you would just be doing a degenerate shit and you wouldn't be telling people about it. But you had to tell everybody about it. Like, Nick is very upset that people are prying into his personal life, but he admitted that he wanted the audience to know. He said he gave the breadcrumbs. He trickled out the information so that the audience could figure out where he was going. Hedonism, 2 during wife swapping week and BBC week or whatever it was. He just didn't want his parents to know, which is kind of strange because they seem to be down with everything. I mean, they kept his mistress in this side home for a while. There's a kind of funny thing I forgot to mention this, but like Nick is very upset. We'll come back to this clip in a second, but I want to illustrate something to you. So Nick responded to somebody, I think it was Gabe Hoffman. Yeah. He says, it's more about the lies and projections of her own addiction, riddled life into mine. She's a creep and a psychotic stalker. I believe this is in reference to Lady K. People who tell me how I should be dead every single day are mad. That I will simply state that an insane person who stalks my family obsessively will be better off in the fucking dirt. Get in the fucking dirt, psychotic bitch. Stay away from me and family. So literally anyone that takes an interest in this, despite him making his entire profession off the back of people's privacy and their drama and their worst, lowest points in their lives. And then he was and even the body cam, people are like saying like, we're gonna get the body cam, we're gonna watch it. He's like, these weirdos just want to see the body cam, and it's like, well, you watch body cam. And he's like, show me where I watched the body cam. And then someone posted a clip of him watching what's that chick's name? Shit, I should have known this. Taylor Business. They literally just followed up with a screenshot of him watching the Taylor Business body cam footage inside her home, and she's like, well, that's different because Taylor Business is about there was like someone who was killed, and it was important. It's totally different. But then someone else dug this up, and I remembered this too. Here's Nick during the Kick Vic saga. He decided it'd be a good stream to read the divorce proceedings of Ron Toye. How is Ron Toye's divorce a matter of public interest, Mr. Law-splaining the internet? He literally, anything he can use, any personal attack, any embarrassment, anything he thinks the chat will give him money for, he will read. It's literally rules for thee, but not for me, and your life profit, my life private. How the fuck does Ron Toye's previous marriage have anything to do with the court case between Vic Mignogna, Monica Rial, and Funimation and Ron Toye wasn't even a named party in this, I believe. He just brought it up to show him what a piece of shit is. And that's all I'm doing. So if you don't like it, then maybe don't throw stones from glass houses, Nicky boy.
Caveats of being in an appropriate, like in a place where that is appropriate and acceptable and consensual and all that shit. I don't care.
He sounds like he cares.
If people like when I was at
speed this up, Nicky. Come on.
The nude places and stuff. Like, I don't care that people see me naked. It didn't bother me. I thought it would.
Wait,
and I got there and I was like, oh.
This is another funny one. Oh, this is another funny one. His life, our wife. That rhymes, so you know it's true. There you go.
Oh, this doesn't bother me at all. I'm fine with it. But it's not like I have some burning desire to be seen naked or whatever. Or like
he doesn't have a burning desire to be seen naked. Man that goes to nudist beach, goes to wife swinging beach, where everybody poses on the sign naked. I have no burning desire. Like, when I don't have a burning desire to be seen naked, I go to the fucking supermarket to do my shopping. Okay? Because nobody's going to be naked there, and I shouldn't be naked there. Okay? If I want to go on holiday and I don't have a burning desire to be seen naked, I just go to a regular beach. One of the defenses he said for going to hedonism was that it's got a good nightclub. Yeah, I'll fly to Jamaica, but it's got a good nightclub. I'm not going to engage in any of the swinging that literally the entire place is devoted to. I guess gay 90s wasn't fun enough or something. Who knows? I'm not a nude shopper. I'm saying like I wouldn't do that. Come on now.
To be seen in some sort of sexual act. I don't. Most of the time, it doesn't enter my mind. But it's like when
doubt. Very much doubt this. 1,000 X's in chat. Doubt. He's thinking about this every second of the day. And he's thinking about how he's missing. Like, he can't double down anymore on the double wives, the sister wives.
When you're in a place where that's allowable or whatever, I just don't give a shit. Like, it doesn't bother me. Absent Minded says, I'm joking, of course. I was labeled a sweeper for just wanting your future success and moving past this chapter. Yeah, I don't know. So someone said you're a sweeper. Who cares?
There was something the other day, actually. Like, people were making fun of Nick. I think this was on Scarebro's Twitter. Because Nick is desperate. Like, he's really fucking desperate. And he did something that's actually a good idea. But people are making fun of him for it as well. But I'll just bring this up quickly because it's kind of funny. Where is this? Let me have a look. Just give me 1 second. This shouldn't be too far away. Shouldn't be too far. Essentially, what he did is that he's now making videos, like short form videos, trial recap videos, which I suggested, by the way. But I mean, I didn't invent that. I mean, it was like on Legal Mindset does that a lot. And I mean, basically every YouTuber does it, to be honest. Here it is. I found it. But people are making fun of him for it. But we'll watch this real quick. Okay. So this is on Scarebro Story. He said, Nick Rekieta begging for views on his non-streaming content. This is kind of funny.
Yeah, keep your eyes open on Twitter and locals for an announcement of a subsequent stream. I do have at least one video coming out this afternoon. Make sure you check the recap videos, even if you watch during the day. I say that because I desperately want them to have views on them.
He desperately look at the face he's making. This is what it's come to. He desperately wants, I mean, every YouTuber desperately wants views on their videos. I'm not going to say that, but now he has to beg and plead for it. Now, like I said, this is actually a good idea, making other content, because what he's doing isn't working. He's losing viewers every stream. His trend is going down and down and down and down. So it is, when you're in a bad spot, you do have to innovate and do other things differently. So people are making fun of him for this, and I was going to comment on this saying like, yeah, we make fun of Nick, but when you're in a bad spot, you do have to make some changes. You can't do the same thing and expect different results. But now that I've seen Nick's behavior today, I think he could just suffer. He could just languish in mediocrity. That's what he deserves. All right, let's go back to this one. Begging for it. Literally begging for it. I mean, ask and you shall receive, but I'm not sure that he's building up any goodwill with the audience. You can usually get your audience to follow you on another channel or a new type of content if you build up that acumen with them. You kind of you put in your hours, you make them trust you, they make him like you. But then if you spend like 3 hours a day watching Kurt cooking pizza casserole or mushroom soup or whatever it is, and then just make fun of a woman that has what appears to be cancer. Now, maybe she doesn't have cancer per se, but it's definitely a pancreatic lump, which is not a great sign. It's not a great sign. I'm taking this to mean that it's cancer. You can't just dunk on a dying woman and then expect people to like, you know what? I owe this man a favor.
Such weird internet terminology. Says,
it's weird internet terminology. Yeah. Okay.
Rackets OnlyFans win. No, that's the thing. I won't do one because I have kids and I don't want them to have to deal with that. Like,
wait a second.
I don't.
He doesn't want his kids to deal with him knowing that he has knowing that he had an OnlyFans. So he doesn't have an OnlyFans, but like he doesn't want his kids to deal with the fact that he could have an OnlyFans. Nick, you already have an OnlyFans. You had a paid locals chat where you posted bottle up the bum pics. Your wife posted bottle in the bum pics. You posted titty pics, nude backs. He already has a paid group with people with thirst trapping and people were falling for Mandy and all this sort of. You're an OnlyFans whore without the income for it. That's what you are. You're an unsuccessful OF chick at this point. Just like basically 99% of OnlyFans chicks, by the way. Because like it's only like 1% of OnlyFans chicks that actually make any money. The rest of the people just sell their nudie pics for like less than 1K Kayla nude unit, or thereabouts. And then even besides the paid locals chat, there's the Kayla nude units as well. So like the kids are already dealing with it. This part you might as well. Oh dear. How's it going, Andrew?
I don't have any need for people to like encounter me in that particular way. I don't.
Except when you're going to anime conventions and trying to swing with people, and you're not getting the parasocial attention that you used to be getting. You have no need for it now that you can't get it. Because like I said, Nicky Boy tried to stream today. He couldn't even get over 600 viewers. The average is 500 viewer Nick. Although he did get, the thing is, he does have a lot of supporters of the last few Baldo holdouts are very supportive of his ways. So he did get 430 likes. That's nice today. But can we get more likes than Nick got today? We only have, 200 likes. Got to hit that like button, chat. He got 430, which is actually a fairly high like ratio to the view count. I mean, when you've got like 500 viewers average and only 50 people weren't liking the stream. So it's the diehards. They're the only ones that are left. Scarebro says, check DMs for Nick on Mums and OnlyFans. Oh, thank you. What a relevant clip. From that's actually exactly what I was looking for, I suppose, if it's the right one. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this. All right. Let's see. Oh, this one. Here we go. It's from Alyssa Clips.
That's the funny thing about OnlyFans. It empowers these chicks who, the hot crazy matrix is distorted by OnlyFans, right? Because if you're on OnlyFans, no one cares if you're crazy because they don't have to put up your bullshit. You just pay them $5 or $10 a month. You see them titties, and then they go away. They're not grilling you about taking them out to a really nice restaurant or whatever. So they can be fucking insane as long as they're sufficiently hot. You don't even have to be that hot to be on OnlyFans, right? You'd probably be.
It sounds like the perfect place for him then.
Be surprised how much mid people make on OnlyFans. It's not about attractiveness, it's about the marketing. It's about the interactions that they provide. If the interactions are unique enough.
All right, where's the mum? I don't want to watch the whole thing. I just want to hear the thing about the mums with the iPhones. If I search for iPhone, I think this should come up. Wait, let me see. Guys will give you $5. He goes on and on with this. Let's see. Come on, it's got to be in here somewhere. Help me out here, YouTube. I thought it was, maybe it's not in this clip. It is kind of funny though. Oh wait, we'll go to hear what he says.
Beyond just, well, I want to pay $5 to jerk off rather than jerk off for free. I mean, I guess. But I don't think that's really it. Guys are not that dumb and not that desperate most of the time. They're looking for something else. So,
all right. Well, at some point in this clip, let me maybe just I'll just search for mom. I'm sure he said golden iPhone or something. I'm sure he said golden iPhone. That's what I was looking for. Gold. So I search for gold. Can I get it? Maybe that's not the one. But it is a hot tub stream. That's kind of funny. All right.
I just don't care if they do. It doesn't bother me. Those are vastly different things. But I do think that means there's some level of exhibitionism there, like that I discovered.
Oh yeah, Sean knows what I'm talking about as well. He says with $5. Oh my goodness, big support today. Remember, if you want to support Alyssa and her medical bills, I've got the chat up here. I love the money. I love the support. The second clip is more over. Oh yeah, we'll get to that then. But do go over there and pay it forward to her. We got over 1,000 people in chat. Twice as much as Nick got on his stream in his prime time slot, by the way. I mean, we beat him in his time slot. We beat him in our time slot. Like we can't keep winning over here. Remember, Nick thought it would be cool for children if a parent had OnlyFans and that it would make them the kids the ultimate chads. That's the clip I was looking for. I think we got a second one here. Is this it? Imagine your mum is on OnlyFans. Yeah. How many times has he fucking talked about this? All right, this one. Imagine your mum on OnlyFans, wishing nobody produced porn.
Jenna Jameson married Tito Ortiz, right? Jenna Jameson has kids who are teenagers. Can you imagine being Jenna Jameson?
No. Who's Jenna Jameson? Is it a porn star? Like a double alliteration or whatever the name is. It has to be a porn star. Like he's actually just porn brained, I think.
Kid goes to school. Every one of his friends sees is your mom's vagina being plowed out by like a 12-inch penis. But Jenna Jameson,
what?
How does this affect you? How does it affect your kids? Do you regret what you?
How does this affect you personally? You die of shame and you get there's shit kicked out of you in school. Like there was a kid, didn't a kid like literally jump off a cliff? Like, well, you know what I mean? Didn't some kid actually off themselves because their mom was an OnlyFans whore and she would drive around? I think maybe not the same one, but there's like she had a car with her OnlyFans on the side advertised and she would drive it to PTA meetings and shit. Like how does this affect you personally? What do you mean? What do you mean?
You did. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. I don't know. Just a dude not doing porn. Get your mom to post more anal videos on OnlyFans, YouTube. Yeah, no kidding. That's so fucking terrifying.
Well, there you go. So at least
so fucking horrifying. The idea.
I mean, this is true. It is terrifying.
That a kid's mom in public school is on OnlyFans and everybody else finds out.
Yeah.
Would you not fucking kill yourself as like a 16-year-old?
Yes.
When I say I wish no woman or man ever produced pornography, I mean it. And I'm a lover.
By the way, so he's outside his house, just yelling into his locals chat. We now know that his kids stay up until like 2 a.m. or in the morning or something. So it's like, well, nobody's around. They're all asleep. No, they're probably just listening. It's like, Mommy, is Daddy outside yelling about OnlyFans again? And he's like, yes, go inside. Don't worry, you'll have a second mother soon in this story.
I'm a lover of pornography.
Imagine my
addicted
shock.
in many ways to it. Trying to cut back. Trying to have been cutting back and literally.
What do you mean trying to cut back? Nick just said if you're addicted to something, you just stop. Remember?
Have cut back, but I've been in the process of cutting back for years because I'm a man and sometimes, it's late, you're tired, whatever. Your lady's asleep. It doesn't matter. Guys deal with this all the time. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, you need to nut and a vagina, mouth, or ass is not around. So you got a nut.
I noticed he didn't clarify a female ass in that, but okay.
You got to figure it out. That's all you got. Porn is the fucking fastest way to do that. You go, okay, here's the visual stimuli, which appeals to the male brain. It gets me right into the place. You're done. That doesn't mean men like it, prefer it, want the porn star, whatever. That's womanly thinking. However, that is the cancer of pornography, is what it does to everybody involved in making that thing.
He would then go on to show his ass with a bottle stuck up it on not OnlyFans, sorry, local fans, whatever it's called.
Everybody involved in making that thing has some consequence for your desire to get that nut. And that's the interesting part of pornography that I want to talk about, is this line that says, here's the line of societal acceptance of my sexuality, my desire to be a fucking whore. And then here's the other line saying,
is this guy talking about the fucking spectrum? He's on the spectrum of porn stars. He ranks very lowly, only on the locals at the moment, but he's moving his way up there.
my desire to try and consume a thing to get me from A to B. That's the question.
All right. Very good. All right, let's just get back into this.
Just comfortable in that environment. That's all.
We're getting too
But it's
schizo
not
at the
something I
moment. We're
want to
going
do.
too clip.
I don't
things
seek
to
out
everything.
places to go do that or anything.
I don't seek out places. I don't seek out places to go expose myself. I did go to a beach that was a nude swinging resort and have sex in a boat, and also went to BBC Week and Wife Swapping Week and Cut Corner Week or something. They had the little shed next to the pool. We saw the video. We saw what they have there at Hedonism. I'm not impressed. Oh dear.
Like it's
Didn't seek it out. He just went there twice.
I don't care.
Just 2 times.
You guys should find out if you care too, because it's an interesting thing when you don't.
Oh, by the way, this micro ping counter. Everyone said this was a fucking bad idea. Yeah, STD week. Yeah, that stands for. No, never mind. I was gonna make a silly joke. Steel toe dick week. Yeah, I'm gonna go with it. It was a bit low, but I decided to go for it. This is kind of like Nick going low, so we're going low. Dear. Where were we?
It changes your life a little bit. So, one of the things I should say,
Star Trek Discovery. Yeah, I guess you got that too.
is that a lot of this stuff got again, this is all
That's what I was
framed
gonna say. The micro
by a
ping
retarded
counter.
person who
All right, so the micropin counter, every time someone sends us a super chat with micropin, the counter goes up. And Nick does this manually, and they're mostly about Kurt. So there's one guy that has hundreds of dollars to give away to Nick, and he only talks about Kurt's casserole. So he must be maybe he's the same person that was trying to get me to talk about Kurt's patent law thing, whatever it was. I don't know. But like someone in chat, because Nick's currently begging for views, he's thinking about ditching his trial, he's starting a new trial, things like that. Someone's like, maybe you shouldn't have the micropin counter, it scares people away, because when people see Karen Reed trial day 25 and there's a micropin counter, they're like, what the fuck? And they just dip out. He had one brief moment of realization. Like, it's funny because like I gave him all this good advice. Well, I mean, I didn't give him good advice. I said good advice. I talked about him, not to him. I don't think I've ever really, apart from 1 or 2 situations a couple of years ago, I never really talked to him directly. But he seemed to think I was giving him advice. But no, I was just talking about what would be good. But now he's taking it, which is great, right? So he must have seen my Alyssa clip of me giving him the know-how on how to improve your YouTube channel. But he had that moment of clarity, was like, okay, maybe we turn off the micro ping counter for the trials. He very much wants to be the bully, but unfortunately he's the bullied.
had a very specific need to project
Yeah,
to
I don't
project
care counter, that'd be a
something
good one
very
too.
specific. I don't know why, he just did. And so when he described everything, he made it gross.
It's gonna get gross tonight, by the way.
And he sold this like insane like orgies and a very sexual thing.
So he's talking about Aaron, the situation where Aaron was talking about the polycule, and he's saying this is not gross. It's a beautiful thing. It's love between a man and a woman. It's like this our thruple polycule wife swinging thing was not gross. It was beautiful. It was love. No, what the fuck are you talking about? It's degenerate and disgusting. That's why people laugh at you for it.
That's not really true.
Is it?
It's not accurate at all. Most of the time, we just look like a family. especially when it was just
I mean, a family that enjoys double mint gum. What do you mean? 2 mums, 2 dads. We're just sitting on the grass. 2 bitches. Like, no, that's not a family. That's a degenerate sex party cult.
April, Kayla, and I. We just looked like a family. And it wasn't gross. It wasn't nasty. It wasn't this perverse thing.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. They were so strung out on coke, and April was so dry that they had to pound for 3 hours. And he thinks this is an amazing sex story. They kept the sheets with the blood on it as a trophy. It's like Aaron was such a terrible lover. I had to pound April for 3 hours. Like, if you're doing it for 3 hours, that means you're doing a bad job. What the fuck? It's just you're so desensitized from drugs that you can't actually figure out what you're doing. Holy crap.
Happened. It's just a relationship.
You've told that story
different,
proudly.
and I don't recommend it. It was a nightmare.
Yes.
In a lot of ways. But it was just a relationship at the end of the day. And the overwhelming majority of our day was very, very normal. And not just like the majority of each day. And then
just thinking, every day is normal. All right, how is your day normal? You get up at like, what, 8 a.m.? No, wait, you go up at 8 a.m. to drive the kids to school. You do a line of coke. You come home. Kayla's still in bed at 9 a.m. April's already dressing up in clothes that a woman would make fun of her later for in a transcript of the body cam footage. You then go and sieve and try and find the can opener so you can get SpaghettiOs ready. Then you shitpost on Twitter and watch Melton's show for 5 hours. Then you start work at 11 p.m. till 2 a.m. Then you go back to your degenerate sex party until 5 a.m. and wake up and do it all over again. How is this a normal day? There's no normal day in this situation, okay? What do you mean a normal day?
And it got dark. Like, no, it's just like
this is the depths
most
of
days
his
are just
delusion.
normal
It's kind
days,
of crazy.
like of getting things
Also,
done
Meggles.
around the house.
Long time no see.
People's
How's it going,
imaginations are
Meggles?
getting the best of them in your case. And of course, people want like the salacious elements and like you get to live a little bit of your own fantasy by going, oh, what did they go through? Like what? And I'm not saying it's your like, don't take that the wrong way. It's just like you get to engage. Sorry, I shouldn't have said your fantasy. You get to
any get arrested for cocaine and have your children taken away for 77-day fantasy bros in the chat? Oh man, I remember like sometimes I'll be going for a walk. Like I go for a walk almost every day. I leave my house. I know it's hard to believe. I'll go down by the river. Today I was doing some sick shit. I was going to see the ajisai, okay? It's the hydrangea season in Japan. I got to take photos of hydrangeas and flowers. So I was looking at flowers today. And now while I was looking at these flowers that only come in the rainy season of Japan, it's getting hot over here. I was thinking about, you know what would make my life so much better? You know what I've never experienced? I would love to be in a throuple where I get so fucking destroyed by criticism that I get high on whippets and doing crack until the morning. And then my kids get taken away for fucking 3 months. Yeah, that sounds like an absolute like dreamboat. What a great fantasy. Woo.
engage fantasy a little bit and stuff.
Hydrangeas aren't very beautiful though. Like I'm becoming
I
a
wish I could show
hydrangea
you
guy.
guys like just the pictures of us hanging around every day because
He can't, by the way. His mum won't let him. He wants to be hardcore, but his mum won't let him, literally. Like he had to get permission to show those pictures he did for that stream because Kayla's like, knock this fucking shit off. Just go back to being my pay pig so I can watch the next season of STD. So he wants to show the pictures and prove that it's loving and because he wants to show people that he's a cool guy, but he can't. It's very sad for him. He needs to get permission from his old lady. The pie baker with a 10 says, did this pile of surplus chromosomes say he won't do OnlyFans because it what he would do to his kids? Yes, he did. So he goes and does a metric fuck ton of Coca-Cola and public twisted naked, Father of the Year, folks. He does have that Father of the Year Tumblr, whatever it is.
it's just people hanging around. Like it's so normal.
God bless the goal.
But again,
we hit the goal.
catastrophic decisions. I don't recommend them. Stay monogamous. It's way easier. It's way
yes.
It's
we have a message, actually. We have a private message, not a private message, but we have a public message, I should say, about monogamy. Let's see what a man once said about monogamy. Where is that? Should be here somewhere. I got this somewhere. Is it this one?
I have dealt with some manipulators in my life, dude. And one of the funniest things is trying to get them to just admit when they're
I know.
manipulating.
Yeah.
They won't do it. They can't. They're incapable of saying, I did the thing. Like, well, this happened. That's why a partnership is important. That's why you will never convince me that anything other than a monogamous heterosexual relationship is the ultimate best environment for children statistically and practically. I also don't think you should give kids cocaine, for example.
Hypocrisy.
It's not the end of the stream, okay? Even though that's the end music. Even though we don't really play that, but that's good advice. I guess Nick has been listening to that guy. I don't know who that guy was, but that guy's giving some good advice. If only Nick had listened to this guy before it was too late, then maybe his life could have gone down a different path.
Also very, much less stigmatized, and people really don't like it if you're not. But it's also like we're still reeling from everything. Like things.
I mean, you're going to be reeling for 5 years because of your terrible decisions.
Get changed a little bit, and so
where did it all go wrong? I've talked to somebody about this, and they believe that it all went wrong with Johnny Depp. Like unironically, somebody told me about this. Somebody that maybe was a part of the whole thing. They said that Nick was a pretty normal guy even after Rittenhouse, or that he was starting to get a bit strange. But after Johnny Depp, like in the behind the scenes and things like that, like when you stream, like there's like these after parties and stuff. You kind of do like just hang out in the Lincolns and talk to like nobody, basically. Like you turn off the audience, but then everyone else in the call is still there, those sort of things. They said that after Johnny Depp, he got really weird because he was getting $20,000 a day and 100,000 live viewers, and it completely blew out the center of his brain that could rationalize what a normal person's life should be. And he started to think he was literally the best thing since sliced bread or something. Allegedly, that's where maybe he had this all along. We don't know. He did have a trust fund, so he was always kind of rich. Once he got through university, was kind of got the trust fund. But it seems like that was the breaking point. That was when it all like let loose. I mean, power is the most powerful drug in the world. They did the test on chimpanzees and stuff like this. It's more addictive than any other drug. Worse than meth, worse than coke, worse than anything. Worse than heroin, fentanyl, whatever. Power, especially like social power, is the most powerful thing. And imagine you have 100,000 people like talking to you in chat every day. They're hyping you up. They're saying you're the best thing in the world. They're saying you're like literally the law. They literally call him the law pope. He started to believe it. He started to believe he was the pope. He bought a fucking pope hat. So like that seems to be where it all went wrong. But I mean, it seems like some people have these sort of desires inside themselves their entire lives, but they just don't have the means to act out on them. And it seems like Nick's entire facade of being like a Chad dad or whatever it was, he was only a Chad dad because that's the only thing he could obtain. And then the second he got the opportunity to leave that and be a degenerate swinger like all of his heroes, he took the opportunity. I mean, we don't know for sure, but it seems like that's what it was.
I don't recommend it. I'm not an advocate for poly relationships at all.
Not anymore.
Maybe someone out there can make them work. I don't ever want to find out again.
You can't make them work. They don't work.
Almost lost everything because of it. So bad. Mighty B.O.B. says humor aside, outside of the cocaine, seriously, what laws were broken? Who would there be?
I love Nick's chat. They're so smart. Outside of the cocaine, what laws were broken? I ask you. I mean, there was the child endangerment and the guns for starters, not to mention everything else. And now those charges were dropped, but those were the laws that were broken. Yes. Oh my gosh. And just the laws of public decency as well.
Yes, morals, but they turned to Pornhub to crank one out. Hypocrisy.
There you go.
Look, I mean,
what do you mean?
All of that stuff was supposed to be private. None of y'all were ever supposed to find out because it wasn't your business. It was.
This is fake. This is not true. He literally said that he hinted. He gave people all the information they needed to find hedonism. He wanted the chat to know. He posted a picture at hedonism with his fucking ass out. He just didn't want his family to know. He wanted to have his cake and eat it too. But I'm sorry. you get a massive group of 400,000 people that are singing your praises, and then you give them hints, they're going to find out. They're going to talk about it. You don't get access to that sort of notoriety, that sort of money, that sort of attention without the bad parts that come with it. And I caution people about this as well. Like, it's fun. Like a few months ago, we could kind of make fun of Nick and nobody would really pay attention to us, which was great. For its own, it's great now, it's great then, those sort of things. But like, it was fun to be like, kind of like sitting up on the railing is like an internet hate sniper where I could just make my jokes and I didn't have to worry about getting any flack back. But now, I guess Andrew says this a lot as well. Like, you get the most flack when you're over the target, and it's a different kind of interest. So I caution some people, like, if you've got a normal life and you want to step into the ring, like I think Mama Case wanted to start a channel and start talking about that stuff. Yeah, I don't want to cuck the content, but like, she should have a look at her life and wonder if she really wants to have thousands of people maybe like looking up her details and things like that. You know what I mean? You guys know what I mean, right? Like, it's better to be an anonymous person and make fun of this from afar than actually step into the light. And it can be, I mean, just, you've got all of Nick's hordes of fans. Like, literally Farron, she got a call from one of Nick's Jennies. First, she got the shower call from Nick where he cried and said that the biggest thing that he fears is that people finding out he doesn't know that much about the law. And then she hangs up, and then the Jenny calls and also tries to tear out Farron. Not even joking, he does it for fucking free.
Something that we tried, and like it didn't go great.
Yeah, that's
and so it should have just died. It should have been gone. But someone was like insecure and weird about it, and decided to.
Yeah, someone was weird about it. Yeah,
run this media campaign. So now, like, I'm stuck dealing with this, the fallout of it forever. People have all these crazy ideas because that person was a liar and retarded, and has a hero and god complex.
I'm not going to name the Jenny. I'm not going to name him, but it's pretty obvious who it is. I don't know why he just he does it for free, and he's got a bit of a sad life, and he lives vicariously through Nick, and he's always there to sweep up for Nick, the first man on the line of defense. No, it wasn't D-Watt. I like D-Watt. I see him from time to time.
A whole bunch of other problems. But that being said, I don't know.
Seagoody's dead, by the way. Yellow Flag. I'm not even joking. Seagoody died. It seems like Seagoody died of an overdose, which is terrible. And to be honest, like, people were like defacing his like memorials. I felt that was pretty cringe. Like, don't do that don't make his family suffer, that sort of stuff. That stuff's not cool. But Nick didn't even realize that Seagoody was dead. He was like, "Did you realize that he's been gone?" He's like, "No, I just talked to him yesterday." Like, the last message they had was like in January or something. He didn't even give a shit. Didn't even give a shit about this dude that like was working for him for free for years.
I don't think I'd do it again. Like, I don't think, knowing what I know now, I don't think I'd go back and do it. It's a tough one. Ali News says, move to Salt Lake if you want poly work. I don't want it. I don't want poly stuff.
He wants it. He just can't have it anymore.
Annoying.
He's not allowed to have it.
Would you be interested in doing an interview of your own with Kino Casino? No, not at all. 0%. Deidwa says, I need answers on why someone needs a charcuterie fridge next to the bed. Dude, I don't know. Okay.
It's because your girl arms weren't strong enough to carry the tray anymore. Aaron saw that you could not carry the snack tray from the kitchen all the way to your bedroom in your cavernous house that was full of trash and clean clothes that your children weren't wearing for some reason. I don't understand this. Like, he literally had a room full of clean clothes, and he's like, I've got clean clothes, therefore the kids are wearing clean clothes. No, you can have the clean clothes. The trick is to make the children wear the clean clothes, okay? You did not prove anything. But yeah, Nick was too weak. He can't even hang a painting. He said this in his own stream. He can't even hang paintings because he's too weak. So, of course, Aaron, being that such an infinitely kind and generous man, bought your wife a fridge while he was fucking her so that you would not have to walk all the way to the kitchen when you would bring the snack tray in your cuckolded situation. That's what he was like. Now, Aaron's not the best guy either, but he is the shiniest turd in the bowl, okay? And, it was nice of him to buy you a fridge because he saw the way your arms were going. It's a farewell to arms for Nicky boy.
It wasn't my choice. It was dumb. I hated it.
Thank you for joining us, man.
It's like, this thing is stupid. What the is it doing? It's a mini fridge. Why is it here? And why did you install a bottle opener upside down on it? What kind of retard are you?
Bottle openers upside down?
Chicken.
Is it an Australian fridge or something? And now he's back to watching Kurt videos. Literally, this is This is his life now. He had nothing to talk about apart from the seed. We're coming up to the part where he laughs at Alyssa for having cancer. I was just waiting. I wanted the most people to be here for that because people need to see what a sick and twisted man he is. But like most of his stream today was just watching Kurt cooking videos because Nick thinks if he shows Kurt being like awkward and weird, because Kurt, like he's got, I love Kurt, but he does sometimes show up as a bit weird in these videos. And Nick thinks that if he shows like Kurt being weird and cooking and reaching for the icy hot, it'll make him look better in comparison. That's literally the only reason. He's just trying to use Kurt as like the duff, basically. But it's not working because everyone sees through what a piece of shit he is. And like we talked about this last time we talked about Nick, but like the people in Nick's chat, they already know what Nick did. They just don't care. Like, it's like, how could people still support Nick with knowing what we know? It's because they know and they just don't care.
Why is a shitty paring knife shaped like a kukri? What is that thing doing?
You pork, you can do anything. Just depends what.
This is not a like. This is a very serious thing. What's up with Kurt shakes? Like his hands are shaking like crazy. Like mind you too. I'm not like my.
Yeah, he's got some tremors or something. Kurt has some tremors, and he started taking up watchmaking as a hobby, which is actually like very bold of him, I would say, because like it's very difficult to do watchmaking. It's like steady hands is very important, but Kurt does have some shakes. But again, the audacity of Nick complaining that somebody else is shaking.
Fingers are really stable right now, which is great. Wow, I like this. This is nice.
Is this like he's actually sober? Is that why he's not shaking for the first time in his entire life?
They're not always like this. They my hands shake a lot. They have for a long time, but they might have gotten worse with the drugs. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. But my hands shake a lot. But his hands are shaking like crazy over there, right?
On beef.
Could be nerves. Yeah, it could be nerves.
All right. Let me see. This is the ethics complaint. Former nanny. We'll save this. I think we'll get into the Alyssa stuff. Do you guys want to get the Alyssa stuff, or do you want to hear the former nanny, Gabe Hoffman, and ethics complaints? I'll if you want the nanny stuff. If you want the Alyssa cancer seed session, which put 1, and if you want the you want to wait a little bit longer, then press 2 while I read these chats. This will be a legally binding chat poll. Regod says with 10 says Aaron lost his wife. I think Aaron came out of that situation just fine, to be honest. Do you really want to be with April? Nick got his wife? What do you mean? Why do you think Aaron is so great? He's not. He's the shiniest piece of shit in the toilet. Can you not listen? Guy said he hates his kids. Loser. I mean, seems like Aaron's more in his kid's life than Nick is. Dave with the £2 says Mama K may experience the Barnes smear job, perhaps, yeah. And also Dick Jones gifted 5 memberships. There you go. There you go. Looks like a lot of ones. Looks like a lot of ones. There's a good comment by, hold on a second. Exactly. Kurt tries to overcome his problems, and that's very noble and respect-worthy. Nick fails to acknowledge that he has any. Exactly. Exactly. Like, when I fail things, I don't tell people. Like, I don't like people to know when I fail. So I hide it. I keep it private. But like Kurt said in public, and he does this on stream, he buys these watches, which is they're pretty pennies to buy these things. And then he tries to make them on stream. And then he's failed twice, but he's trying again. And it's not about how many times you fail. It's about how many times you keep going. So there you go. All right, let's go to the nanny, not the nanny stuff. Sorry, I got some more stuff up. But Alyssa Clips says this on her channel. Hi, friends. I've been dealing with some health issues. And after a recent visit to the ER, a large pancreatic mass was found. I've been advised this is urgent and need attention ASAP. So I'm currently in the process of trying to get an appointment with an oncologist for surgery. Don't be surprised if you start seeing delays in this content, current posting, and make sure you're following Starline19 for current happenings. Yeah, Starline19 is a pretty good clipper too. Although Alyssa is my preferred clipper. All channel donations are appreciated, prayers and good vibes even more so. Nick Rekieta recently said to me, oh my God, I hope the cancer does the work God won't. Nick is literally becoming Ralph, where he's like pleading to God, like, God, you owe me one, kill my detractors. So now might be a good time for those who he wished $1 million to start buying your lottery tickets. Then she links her Buy Me a Coffee, Alyssa Clips, Venmo at Alyssa Clips, and Cash App, eClips329. And I've pinned that in the chat. If you want to, if you want to send something to Alyssa, I think it'd be really nice. I think it'd be a good gesture. She does a lot of clipping. She does a lot of these streams are honestly supported by Alyssa's work, because I don't have the time to watch Nick watch Kurt for 5 hours a day and then talk about pizza casserole. So I'll be sending something to Alyssa, and I hope you do too. But if you don't want to send money or you can't, just send it. Say, hey, thanks for your work. Like her videos. Maybe subscribe to her, because you know, for some reason, all she did was post what Nick said, and that made her the devil. Let's see what Nick has to say about Alyssa Clips. In this, Alyssa Clips has made a health announcement June 5th, and be sure to like the video.
I don't know how to laugh harder at this.
There you go. I don't know how to laugh harder at a woman with a pancreatic mass, which is probably cancer.
I don't know how to laugh harder at this.
What a piece of shit. What a piece of shit. He needs... So funny. Like, this is the saddest thing about Nick, is this is the only time that he's happy, is when somebody else is suffering. He can't even understand joy anymore. The only thing he can understand is hate and pain. That's all he wants from life. It's just, it's not enough that he succeeds, even though he's not succeeding, as we're going to see. I'll do the numbers after this to show you how far he's fallen. It's not enough that someone else should succeed. Others have to fail and suffer. Completely. What a ghoul of a man. And just look at him. Look at him. He's actually falling apart. It's kind of crazy that, like, you know, he described himself as chaos in their cover chat that Kayla named, by the way. Kayla named it the cover, and they all gave themselves special names. I can't remember what Kayla and April's were, but like Aaron was like the pugilist or whatever, which just means boxer. But Nick named himself Chaos. He thinks he's like the chaos gods of 40K because he's a nerd. But like the powers of chaos, the powers of the warp, they corrupt and destroy a human man. And that's what's happening to Nick. I think that his inner thoughts are now being reflected on his body. And that's why he's having such a visceral reaction. His body's rejecting itself. Who can say, though? Maybe I don't know. Maybe karma's real. We don't know.
Yourselves for what I'm about to do. Some people are very uncomfortable with things like this, but it's happening right now.
Also, look at the view count down the corner down here. He's got 570 people in chat. Very funny. It's just too good. It's just too funny. He's like, well, I don't want to listen to some sub 500 viewer channel. Well, I guess he can't listen to himself in the next couple of streams.
Now, holy shit. Alyssa Clips.
What an actual dummy. So he gets your numbers? What are you talking about? We've got almost 3 times what he's got. Ooh,
hey, Alyssa, how you doing? 26 minutes ago. Hi, friends. That's false. I've been dealing with some health issues, and after a recent visit to the ER, a large pancreatic mass was found. Well, that just sucks.
There's something about his face. Like, what happened? Is it because all the fat got sucked out of his face or something? Like, his eyes got like bulging and like golem-like. Like, unironically, he looks like he's being corrupted by the ring or something. You know what I mean? In every clip I see him of these days, like, his eyes didn't used to look like this, right? Is it just getting old? Or is it just the spooky skeleton body type that he's going for? I don't know, but he's like a deep one, you know? I mean, maybe him and Kayla are deep ones. We've described them as that in the past. They are Lovecraftian horrors. He's preparing to take the third oath of Dagon or something. I don't know. What's going on here?
I'm sorry.
It's the drugs? Oh, well, yeah. Okay, there you
go. Let's see. I've been advised this is urgent and needs attention ASAP. So I'm currently in the process of trying to get an appointment with an oncologist for surgery. Don't be surprised if you start seeing delays in content posting, and make sure you're following Stalin for current happenings. All channel donations are appreciated.
Also, if you do follow Stalin, anytime he posts something about Nick is in the comments defending himself minutes later. It's very funny. He used to go to Alyssa Clips to defend himself, but now he doesn't want to give Alyssa any of the attention. Except for now, I suppose.
Purr's good vibes even more so. Nick Rekieta recently said to me, "Oh my God, I hope cancer does the work God won't." That doesn't sound like me at all.
Yes, it does. You literally, all you do these days is wish death and pain and misery on women because you only go after people that you perceive weaker than yourself, which is very funny because you got absolutely destroyed by Keanu. And Keanu might have something again on the 12th, apparently. We'll have to wait and see to see what Gabe has. But I hope it's more than the redo of the healer stuff.
Why would I say that? Weird. So now might be a good time for those who wish $1 million to start buying your lotto tickets. There you go. I don't know. I hope she recovers 1 million times.
So it's okay. Alyssa's going to be okay. Thank you. The monkey paw of Rekieta is going to activate, and Alyssa will be just fine. He's just fucking jubilant. That's the only way to describe this. He's just like, finally, God is like, he's like, God, I've been praying for this for months and you're finally answering my prayers. Like, honestly, like I could understand if he was wishing death on Aaron or like myself or somebody else that actually like makes fun of him, or like, you know, like Sean or Legal Mindset or somebody, or the officers or Alicia Sweep or the county or his family or his pastor or his local community or Minnesota Public Records. But why would you wish death on Alyssa Clips? She literally just holds up a mirror to what you've done. Alyssa Clips has clipped me when I've said stupid shit too. If I've crashed out, she's clipped that as well. I don't complain to her because it's not her on the video, it's me. It's literally seething at a mirror. You dumbass.
I don't give a fuck about these people. That's the funny thing. I would
sounds like he doesn't care. Sounds like he doesn't care whatsoever. This is what you do when you don't care about something, is you boot up a stream so you can talk about Alyssa Clips for like 10 minutes and seethe about her and do your victory lap because she might just die soon. And you're like, I don't care, bro. I totally don't care.
I don't give a fuck about these people. That's the funny thing.
No, the funny thing is this is the only thing he cares about. The only thing he cares about is that people he doesn't like suffer.
I would have in the past, even after like she disagreed with me or whatever. I didn't care about that shit.
You told her to fucking die. What are you talking about?
But she's an evil bitch.
What do you mean Alyssa Clips is an evil bitch? What do you mean by that? This is literally Rekieta is becoming the meme where it's like how it feels to wake up knowing that my opponents are ontologically evil and that no thing I do against them could be bad because they deserve it. This is like literally how Nick thinks, is everyone who's a detractor is actually evil. So any method, anything that they can do to silence them, even if they're trying to like invoke voodoo curses so that they all get sick and just fall over. What do you mean she's evil? How, like, I think Alyssa Clips had one like faux pas or something. Like she had like a nudie pic leak or something. That's like the only bad thing I can think that people have said about Alyssa. Like, what do you mean by that?
I don't know.
I'm evil?
You know, there's her backstory. Someone should do a documentary or something.
Who gives a shit?
It's a wild one.
Is it?
But, you know, it doesn't really matter. It's easy to say that it's hard to actually maintain wishing death on someone.
Now he's gonna do his little cope session. He's got to put in that like in Minecraft here now. So he's like, okay, it's like I don't really mean this, even though he went to just laugh at it the entire thing. So people have been pressing him on this redo of the healer thing. If you're unaware of redo of the healer, it's an anime where a guy he's a healer, but every time he heals people, he has to feel their physical pain of what they went through. So if someone lost their arm, he has to feel his arm getting cut off. And he doesn't want to use his powers. So they drug him and they molest him and they do all this shit to him. They make him into a slave. And the entire thing is literally revenge porn. So he resets the time. It's like an isekai or whatever. And he goes and revenge rapes everybody in the show. This is what redo of Healer is about. It's very edgy. It's very controversial, but it's not really like a big deal. Like it's not going to kill his career or anything. But like Nick sees this anime and he goes to everybody on the internet and talks about it. He talks about it to Rittenhouse. He talks to everybody, every guest. He buys a DVD. It's his favorite anime ever. He said this is the most important anime ever. It's because he literally identifies with this character. He feels that he's this golden boy healer that's being abused by everyone. Everyone else is evil. And he's about to go on his revenge arc. This is what he daydreams about. He daydreams about having magical powers to get revenge on people. So of course he likes Redo of Healer because he's literally me for real when he sees the main character. What is his name? Kieru or something like that? It's actually fun. It's actually kind of funny, Redo of Healer. There's like this, I probably shouldn't say this, but like Jim Medicare told everyone about Redo of Healer, by the way. But there's like, it's like really edgy shit. It's really edgy shit. There's like this guy that like burns down his village. So he transforms them into a dick girl. And then he gives all of his soldiers like super steroids and Viagra so that he gets like raped to death while he's in a burning house. That's the kind of content in Redo of the Healer. Just so you can know about this. It's funny and weird that Nick's favorite anime is about a guy having the magical powers to turn someone to a dick girl and then getting all of his bros to gang bang him while he's in a burning house. Nick is the healer. Yeah, he thinks he's the healer. I hope he could heal himself. I mean, that nose isn't looking so good. Average anime plot. Like the Japanese revenge story is a pretty popular genre in the historical stuff, I think. Anyway, we'll move on.
The face of a reality thing. So Alyssa, I do apologize.
Oh, it's really sincere. It's really
Like
sincere.
I hate you, but that's actually really shitty. So I think you're a terrible trash human, but I don't want you dead.
It seems like he does. It honestly seems like he does. The funny thing is that when you watch because I think Alyssa and Gabe Hoffman just put out a video on this Reader of the Healer, Nick actually has a moment of clarity in this show where he says the important thing about Reader of the Healer is this guy goes on this revenge arc and nothing he does makes him satisfied. Every time Kieru does anything in this story, he is not satisfied with destroying people's lives, murdering people, graping everyone in return. Like there's no revenge for it because you can't get satisfaction from revenge ultimately. And Nick is maybe realizing that in some way, that no matter what he does, other people's suffering isn't going to make his life better. But for that brief moment where he laughed and smiled, he thought, this person's getting cancer. Finally, I got a W. Holy fucking shit.
Actually. And when I said that in the past, I'm sorry. Legitimately.
I don't believe you. He's lying.
Kind of
fucking
snake.
Terrible.
But I was going through some shit. I'm sorry. It's not a great excuse. But I do think you're awful. But I don't think you should die painfully from cancer. That would suck. So even for you.
Oh, he's gonna double down on
yeah,
this. Don't worry.
There you go. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. Other than
notice his arms here that can't even pick up the snack tray, so that Aaron was gracious enough to buy him his mini fridge for his cuckolded wife.
And then I hope that they're able to find some sort of cure for her.
All right. So then, actually, thank you, Scarebro, for sending this through as well. I should have had this preloaded. Maybe I do actually. Maybe I do have it right here. Never mind. All right. Nick doubles down on wishing Mama K and Alyssa Clip's death. So Alyssa Clips is 329 Elb on Twitter. Nick says his life will be markedly better when they're gone.
Wish two ladies' death this week? Yes, and I would do it again. I don't understand this. Why am I?
Did you wish death on women again this week, Nick? Yes, and I'll do it again. Every woman must suffer in Nick's redo. He's going to reset the time, and he's going to be the hero this time. But he's going to be raping everyone. It's the anime. It's a joke YouTube, okay? Oh boy, we're not going to get away with this one, I think.
You're supposed to pretend to want like everybody to live. I really don't care.
No, you don't have to care if people live. It's about not taking joy in their pain and death.
About some of them. Then go ahead and die. Again, my life will be markedly better when they're gone. Go away. Be gone.
Oh my God.
I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's weird.
It's literally like we made the Rekieta note joke, but it's literally Rekieta note. Nothing's happening. And I hope and pray and, maybe Alyssa will be just fine. And that'd be the best answer to this because then Nick would really seethe. Then Nick would really see it. You have to pretend to be happy that she's still alive. So Alyssa, live out of spite is what I'm saying. You have to just listen to this man and then get the energy the will to just make your recovery just to spite Nick.
Weird that people do. They're like, oh man, no, I want them all to get better. No, you don't. Like, why lie about it? I'm not going to do anything to bring it about.
Yeah, there you go. Because he's such a pussy. Not that he should do anything about it, but like it is just funny though that nothing ever happens in the Rekieta note.
Again, like I don't.
This is real Ralph energy though.
Suffer. It's just like go away, get out of. I mean, they don't have to die. Like they could just go away in some other fashion, be just fine for me. Good Christian. I didn't claim to be a good Christian.
The chat is not having it. That's the funniest thing. I think. Do you think he realized? Do you think Nick think this is a bad idea? Do you think he would remove the stream? I'm kind of curious about that.
Principles, didn't you wish?
Oops, that was at the end. There we go. All right, so let's see how Nick did on his stream. It's time to review some of the data. Well, actually, we'll read these chats first. I love this picture. This is so good. This chatter. Like, I don't think you should use super tips. Melton has said that he's not the boss of super tips anymore. He doesn't own it. I don't believe him. I believe he's just either lying or he's still getting cut into some of the profit. So every time you use super tips, even if it's using to felt Nick, you're supporting those people and their endeavors and their 24-hour gay ops against some guy that just wants to play golf and drink Bloody Marys in Minnesota. But this commenter, you look and sound awful. You can just see it's actually the embodiment of his smile and optimism gone. Holy crap. Holy crap. Jacob Hansen with a 50 Donkey Kong coins says, remember when talking to the sweeper that they are defending a small streamer and you are much larger? So wait, remember when talking to the sweeper that they are defending a small streamer and you are much larger? Oh, yes. That's unfortunate. This might be the last time we talk about Nick because he can't seem to get the numbers anymore. I feel bad. I shouldn't make fun of people with less than 1,000 live viewers. And we joke about it, but like, we'll be back to small numbers in the future. I understand that. Okay. There's the ups and the downs, and hopefully it goes on an upward trend. But there'll be small shows and there'll be larger shows. In fact, my largest shows this week or this month, I guess last month, were not even about Nick. They're about Johnny Somali. But this is true. We shouldn't be mean. We shouldn't punch down. We shouldn't punch down. It's very, very mean to do. Scarebro says Stalin's comments turned on him after Kiki. Yeah, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. BobTube says triple Nick's viewers, triple the likes. Suffer. Is he streaming tonight? Is Baldo streaming tonight? Is it like a Karen Reed trial day? Let me have a quick look at this. I thought it's like a Friday, right? Karen Reed trial's on. Yeah. I mean, I see Kurt streaming with 700 people. Is Nick streaming? Because he was up till like 5 a.m. or whatever. Is he not? Is Baldo not streaming tonight? Oh no, he's either waiting. He's currently 56 minutes late. Oh wow. 156 Jannies. I guess Nick's waiting because he's waiting for this stream to end. Say hello to Nick, everyone in chat. He likes to watch people talk about him. So there you go. We got this one. He apologized because he was getting roasted in chat. We'll read some of the comments in a second. Thank you for clipping that out. He's having a whippet break. Clammy 5 or Clammy V. There was I saw a meme. It's like such a boomer meme, but like when you're in ancient Rome, this is how you order like 5 beers. That was pretty funny. Kind of reminded me of that. Sorry. This is like actual dead joke. There was that one scene in Rito of Healer where Jamal had his way with Kiaru on the bed of roses. Kiaru equaled Nick. Jamal equals Drexel or Aaron. Maybe. I mean, it is a pretty messed up anime, but it's like shock humor. That's the thing you have to understand about it. It's all fake too. It's not real people. It is weird that he just tried to evangelize the word of like Rito of Healer across the entire internet and to like regular people. He literally asked every guest, do they like Rito of the Healer? He literally explained this to Carl Rittenhouse. He asked Carl Rittenhouse about dick girls and baldos and Rito of the Healer. It's very strange. Funny and weird, some might say. Surfing Bird with a 5 says, you look and sound great. Awesome show, dude. Yeah. I assume you're talking about Nick. Scarecrow says, Elliot, dark aura, Roger vibes. It may actually unironically come all down to sex. Like, not even joking. Because it was like, Kayla had that surgery, which everyone assumes is getting her tubes tied, and she couldn't have sex for 5 weeks. And that's when Nick went absolutely fucking insane. And Extremely Happy Simmer says, redo of the lawyer. That's good. I might use that. I might steal this joke and claim it's mine. Maybe the next thumbnail will be redo of the lawyer. Because literally that's what he wants. He just wants to reset the timeline and go back to being the tough guy. All right, where were we? Sorry, we're looking at his numbers, weren't we? All right, so on the stream where he seethed at Alyssa, he went up to a maximum of 661 views. If he got to 666, that would have been funnier. But the average is looking pretty bad, chat. As you can see here, his numbers are going down. Isn't data beautiful, chat? Isn't the data beautiful? Let's look at this. We're seeing a downward trend. So you can see his average versus his peak concurrent. His top stream in the last, looks like last month has been 2,200. But his average on that day was only 1,800. But as you can see, it's going boop, 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 boop. So down here, the concurrent average where we're starting last, looks like on the 8th of May, it was 1,600. Now he's down to an average of 1,000. And today's average, 507. Sorry, I know these numbers are small. Let me try and zoom these in for you. There you go. These are the Playboard has got a shit interface. Get rid of this sidebar. All right, so you can see the numbers going down like this. Like, look at this. Look at him going down, and down and down and down and down. Oh, he dropped under 1,000. I think this is the one where he disappeared from the stream for 1 hour, and then this trial ended, and he didn't come back, and then he privated it. That's the one he hit, I think. I think that's the one he hit. And down, and oh no. Oh no, the concurrent average is getting down here. He's going to be a sub 1K streamer. He's joining me down here and languishing here in purgatory, wherever we are. And then this one, 569. How embarrassing. How embarrassing. He should get somebody that knows about... Not me. He doesn't want to listen to me. He should get someone that knows about social media to give him a hand. Let's have a look at these data trends. Look at this. You love to see it. You love to see it. Oh, the monthly trend? No. They're doing him dirty like this. Look at this. Downward on peak, downward on concurrent. How sad. I chose a random channel, Uncivil Law, to have a look at their comparison, the comparison. Now, Kurt's got some funny numbers going on here, but these big peaks is because Kurt had a stream with 5,200 people, and the big boy stream, 6,894 viewers, because Kurt is going out there and fighting for those views. Our Kurt, he's shaken. He's trying to make watches. He's struggling, which is honestly very brave of him to do that. I wouldn't tell anyone if I had that sort of issue. But he's out there and he's making the content and he's getting rewarded for it. He's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And he doesn't always have a bigger stream concurrent viewers-wise, but he's fighting. He's out in those trenches. You see the trend line? He did have these big... The trend line is here because he had a massive stream, so it kind of blows out the data. But you see his average concurrent viewers? It's steady. Like a rock. Steady like a rock. Unlike Nick's. Even on the month trend, it's a steady. Look at that. Kurt bros, we eating fucking good. We're eating fucking good. Look at that. That's actually like really phenomenal. Like I used to think that like I remember the very first stream that I got over 100 viewers, and I was like surprised. It was during the Chris Chen videos we were watching. Then I remember the first 200. And I remember thinking about like, well, I might quit doing this. Has been a fun experiment, but I might quit doing this soon. And I was like, I've basically achieved everything I wanted to do for streaming. But then I was like, the one thing I missed out on was I never had a stream over 1,000 viewers. I'd like to do that once in my career. And then it happened. And I was like, holy shit, this is incredible. This is crazy. I never thought it would be like this. And now it looks like Nick's going to have the same dream of hoping to get over 1,000 live viewers. But he does have, I will admit, for Nick's small, very small audience, he does have a lot of support. So those Baldo guards, they're rabid out in the background there. All right, what else do we have for you here? Don't need that anymore. All right, let's have a look. Chat reactions to rekietalaw gloating over his blood enemies potentially having cancer. This is why Nick gave a half-assed apology. So this is the only reason. He saw the wind was going the wrong way, and he was like, let's have a look. You're pathetic, Nick. Sad, sad man. You're Christian streamer, sir. Prayers for Alyssa. Wow, another step down the ladder. She just clipped this shit, retard. You did it yourself. To think I was once a fan of this gross, cucked flaggot. Let's see. Oh, Sandy Brown, apparently still carrying the broom, says she's just another backstabbing grifter, stealing people's content for her own. Nick gave her permission to clip her content. What do you mean? No one deserves cancer, no matter how evil they are. So even this boulder washer can't understand. Haha, passive-aggressive skeleton. You acted like the worst kind of person ever, and now you're saying it's a joke? F you, man. Laughing at Alyssa clips, but got all butthurt when he joked about Junkie Seagoody. Lol. Like that is actually really ironic and sad. Like I really do feel bad for Seagoody. Nobody deserves that. Like this is where your life is reduced to. You're becoming boring. You target Kurt like a bully in middle school. You wish cancer and death on people. You laugh on them when you learn someone has cancer. Gross. Yes, Mick is a gross man. All right. Did I read this one? Play the Baldo end streaming tonight. If Nick doesn't start streaming by the time we end, I'll play it. Maybe no, we'll just play it. We'll play it anyway because it's funny. He's an hour late. I think we get to play it if he's an hour late. Grim's Bar says unfortunate situations all around. Very true. And Burner Account 5 says Nick has a micro stream. That's actually pretty good. I like that. All right, let me see here. So we have a bit more. I was going to talk about the Trump Elon stuff, but maybe we were able to successfully stress this out. Let's see. Ethics complaints, former nanny, and Gabe Hoffman. What's this about?
Mr. K, you feel like the banner shouldn't scroll for the entire stream? It makes the clips you upload a weird.
Yep. This is the moment he realizes that his bullying is actually having a financial impact on him. He's like, oh shit. You mean the regular wine mums that enjoyed the trial content don't want to listen to Kurt's micropene stories? I don't think Kurt has a micropene. I've never seen it. I don't want to see it. Don't show anyone, Kurt, okay? Don't take the bottle up the ass like Nick did on his locals, okay? Despite your success, don't let it go to your head. I don't know where this micropene thing came from. It's just like Nick's chat thinks it's very, very funny. I really don't understand it.
Well, I don't think I'll be clipping this video. But that's a good thing to keep in mind. I'll think about it for the trial streams.
I'll give Nick a hand here, okay? Even though he doesn't deserve it, I'll give Nick a hand. Because you can't crop out this part of the video, okay? Because they've got the articles here. But if you increase the video size by 10% and then you move it to the left and down, you can remove the micropene counter and nobody ever see in the clips. So you can get away with it, but I mean you're still going to lose viewers from they coming in the live time and they see it and they're like, well, fuck this, I'm out. But for the clips and the recaps, you could actually keep this. You just need to improve the frame a bit. And all you'll be doing is editing out more of your garbage background.
Oh, so just while we're here, while I have you guys, I got another ethics complaint.
Now, the ethics complaints are funny, but don't send them to Nick, okay? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's cool. That's a cool number. That's neat. 1,224. Like, the sending the ethics complaints in is silly. It is funny to see Nick seethe about it, but it's not going to happen. Like, the ethics complaint about him being cringe, I know it sounds like ethics means you can report him for being a piece of shit, but, like, unless you were represented by Nick in a legal capacity and he did something shitty, don't send in an ethics complaint. Don't do that. It's like, leave the online stuff online. Don't take this into personal lives. Even though Nick is a piece of shit, don't send in these things, okay? Unironically. It wastes everyone's time and it actually just gives him more content. If you want Nick to suffer, then the only thing you need to do is look away. Just watch people making fun of him, watch the clip channels, but don't click on his channel, don't talk in his chat, don't give him likes. That's the only thing that will really affect him, is because he sees and he rages at being irrelevant. So that's all you need to do, is just look away. It's becoming the point now where I think that Nick is acting out specifically to get these bad reactions, because it's like a child, right? Like children, when they don't get the good positive energy from their parents, they start acting out because negative attention is better than no attention at all.
I got an ethics complaint for talking about my former nanny. Apparently, saying things online that are true about someone is now an ethical violation in the minds.
I mean, it is shitty. It is shitty to push this defamatory things about Cheney out there. Oh, I forgot to load this up, but Nick is now actually sharing DMs and exposing Aaron's girlfriend. Like, I don't know what this is about. Maybe Aaron's talking about this in his show tonight. But like, Nick had some messages from Aaron's new girlfriend, and he thinks that they were setting up gay ops on him or something. But then he just decided to like expose her to the entire world so that his rabid army of Jannies can go harass them like they were harassing Farron. It's very cowardly behavior. He's literally trying to personal army Aaron's new girlfriend or something.
People.
He's crashing out, yeah.
Those idiots send ethics complaints to the lawyer's professional responsibility office in Minnesota and say, get rid of him. You got to ban him from practice or whatever.
Like, just don't give Nick this attention. He'll just use it for content, and it is silly. Unless you were literally represented by Nick, you have no standing to put in an ethics complaint. Unless maybe he's giving faulty legal advice to somebody. I think maybe that's the only other time. Like if he's saying like, yeah, of course you can embezzle all this money and not pay your taxes, something like that, something crazy like that. If he's giving legal advice to someone like that, then you could. But unless you are actually being represented by the lawyer in question, you don't have standing to bring a legal ethics complaint. And also, you have to dox yourself to do this. So then Nick actually got his channel removed from YouTube for a couple of days. And it's funny because at this time, we all campaigned to get Nick's channel back. I remember doing this and celebrating when Nick's channel was returned. Because at that point, he was still, at least had the facade of being a good person. But he got his channel removed because he was going to expose the home addresses and names of all the people that sent in ethics complaints in regards to the Keffel situation. So he will use any and all information he can to attack you. So again, that's just another reason not to do this and engage with this. Just leave your online stuff online. Don't bring it into the real world. When you start doing these life ruination tactics and things like that, that's when it's gone too far. Even though Nick is a piece of shit and he probably deserves worse, don't do it. Just let the universe figure it out for him. I think that he's languishing as it is, and it's very funny to see.
It's weird because it's like, look, I didn't give my kid alcohol. This lady did. All I did was find out about it and I said it. And this guy's like, you can't do that. Get him out of there. He lost that ethics complaint. So Aaron wasn't lying when he said a complaint was filed. Apparently not. I don't know. It was at Wrapped in Plastic on, I think it's Wrapped in Plastic is the person on Twitter. That loser's the one who sent it in. Which I'll have to go grab it. I left it upstairs. We can talk about at Wrapped in Plastic. You guy's a weirdo. You continue to let her be around your kid for how long after you learned she gave them booze? I learned she gave them booze a year after she left.
This is kind of like a semi-lie. So Nick was seething and saying that he found out that Shani, his nanny, was doing she was drinking all his alcohol or something and calling them like boozed out. And then the chat was like, why didn't you fire this person? And he said, like, I fired her a week later. Then he went back to correct the record, and the truth of it is that she quit because of the degeneracy and that they wanted her to stay and they begged her to stay. But now he's changing it, and he's saying like he couldn't have fired her because he never knew that allegedly the nanny gave his daughter booze, which I don't believe. He just made this up, or his daughter made this up or something, I think. Or they had some booze and they blamed on the nanny now that she's not around. I don't believe this happened. At least Nick has no proof for it, so it's defamatory to say so. But then the chat was complaining. He's like, why don't you fire her? And he's like, well, we fired her a week later. Didn't happen. But now he's going to try and change this and say, I never knew. When there's two booze stories that Nick has said. And he'll interchange them where it's appropriate, not where it's appropriate, where it's convenient, to try and show that he did nothing wrong, because it's never his fault.
God, weird people.
That's the funniest thing. He keeps saying people are weird. Where's the thing? Where's the meme? Where's my meme? Where's the meme? It's so good. This one. Fuck off, weirdo. This is such a good one. Sorry, I've been stealing a lot of memes recently, but they're funny.
Some kind of record for ethics complaints now. I actually lost track.
I think he's at like 60 or something, which is 60.
I think I'm at 62. I think I'm at 62 ethics complaints.
Can we hit the ethics complaint goal chat? Can we hit it? Werewolf with a 10 says, the people making a big deal about Rito the Healer only see anime as either Dragon Ball or lolly grape tentacle hentai. It's not a big deal as long as you can differentiate between fiction and reality. Look, I have my problems with various types of anime, but ultimately, like, it's very silly to think that like a pencil and a paper you can go into a room with a pencil and a paper and come out with something illegal, which is essentially the argument, right? I don't like people that are into like this weird shit and make their entire lives about the weird, like sussy stuff. But yeah, it's not as big a deal as people think it is. It's much more about the person. Like, if you can see something edgy, maybe you can watch it and like, okay, that was weird, I'm moving on. But Nick actually went and evangelized the story of Rito of the Healer. He was talking about it. He thought it's the greatest thing ever. He definitely self-inserted. He thinks himself as the healer, and he's going to get revenge on those people that destroyed his life. He just needs that magical crystal to go back in time or whatever it is.
I don't know what the record is. I don't know, but I'm going for it. Oh, and I'm 62-0, by the way. I've defeated every single one so far.
No, because you don't mount a defense. The ethics complaint comes in, and then they read it, and then they say, well, you're not the lawyer? Okay, never mind. It's dismissed.
The one I'm currently fighting is a little bit more complicated. Most of them are dismissed out of hand. Like this one was dismissed before I even knew it existed. But I am currently...
See? It was dismissed before he even knew it existed. But it's a victory. It's a victory. These are his victories. This is how low he's fallen.
I'm fighting an ethics complaint.
Okay, I guess maybe he had to write a little
immediately
story.
Dismissed. It was sent in...
the elusive W, the Rekieta W.
I think in August of last year. So I wasn't really doing much other than like, dealing with my criminal case. I'd been charged, but I hadn't pled or anything at that point. and someone filed a complaint, and now I have to respond to the complaint that they filed, and the complaint itself involved the charges about the drug charges. And so then
this is kind of silly as well. Like, lawyers are allowed to commit crimes. I mean, no, sorry. Don't clip that. Lawyers can commit crimes. They're not allowed to commit crimes. Lawyers can commit crimes and still have their law license, at least in America. I think in Australia, if you commit any crime, you're disbarred. But, lawyers are just people, just like judges are people and doctors are people and politicians. Well, politicians aren't people. They're just actually goblins as well. But yeah, they can make mistakes. And lawyers do have a very high amount of drug users. And personally, I don't give a shit if they're doing drugs. It's if the drugs destroy their life and affects their family, that's what bothers me.
they asked me to respond the other day, and so I did. And I was like, well,
MG Law, you rat.
rules that you say
No.
I violated, and I'm not going to tell you that I violated rules if you don't accuse me of them. That doesn't make any sense. Then he did. He wrote back to me and he said, well, it was 8.4 subdivision B, I think is what it was, which is that's the catch-all one. It's like, if a lawyer in the course of
Baldo is
representation does
streaming.
anything
Well, we're still going to play Baldo in streaming. If he's an hour and 15 minutes late, we get to play it.
Fraudulent or whatever, it's like, but my crime didn't have any fraudulent, any fraud or dishonesty in it at all. So
He's the most honest. I mean, he's
before
never lied.
anybody bitches and says, "Oh, you lied about something online." First of all, no, I didn't. In regards to the case, I did not. There's a game of telephone out there that says that I did, and people have taken it as true. But go find
That's about the implication. It's about the implication.
the clip and play it, and that'll be great. Every time someone goes and finds a clip, they go, "Well, you can infer," and it's like, "Well, you can infer a lot of things from a lot of shit," but that's not what I said. So that aside, they mean a crime of dishonesty, like a criminal charge for fraud, for example, or theft by swindle. Those are what they're talking about. Not
Yeah, like basically if you took a client's funds, or if you represented the law as something fraudulent to your client. Those are the only real standings you have to put in these ethics complaints. So don't do that. Don't do that.
not like he said something online about his case that is inconsistent with something within his case after it was resolved. That's not what they're talking about. They're talking about actual crimes of dishonesty.
It is kind of, I will say it is kind of funny though, because he reads every single fucking comment about him, and now he has to read, like, these are like ethics complaints are like professional comments. You know what I mean? Like he said on the previous stream we were talking about him that like he has to read everything that is said about him. So he reads all the Kiwi Farms, he reads all the Clip Channels comments, he reads all the Twitter things. So but then he's like reading in his private life all the comments, but then he's got the comments which is from the ethics complaints, which is kind of funny. Again, that's not saying you should do this, don't do it, but it is funny he has to read all this shit. He's got so much reading. He loves reading. He's an English major after all.
It's a category of criminal acts, and I wasn't charged with any of those, so that makes it really tough to sustain some sort of ethical violation because I don't have it. So I just wrote back and I was like, I didn't do anything. I didn't have any clients at the time. I didn't have prospective clients. I wasn't soliciting for clients. If someone called me, I would tell them no, I wasn't taking clients, and I might.
The only thing he's soliciting for is a new bull to service his wife.
I might
allegedly
refer them to someone else if I.
The corn harvest is coming. It is almost harvest
But
time.
in general, I just told people, yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to be cringe for a second, and you guys are going to deal with it. I'm buying a new drone. I'm getting the Mavic 4 Pro Cinema Edition, and the harvest is coming, and there is a field in Gifu, a field of sunflowers, and there's mountains in the background, and the Shinkansen, the Japanese train, the bullet train, goes past the field of sunflowers, and I'm going to have that drone at sunrise, and I'm going to be flying through that sunflower field just as the train's in the background. It's going to be fucking amazing. It's going to be kino as fuck. Sorry, the train detour is over. We'll go back to the show now.
I'm not even interested in taking clients. I don't want to practice.
The only train that Nick will be enjoying this summer is, well,
leave me alone. So that one I'm waiting for a response for. But usually I just beat them right away.
You didn't leave an event and go home when she allegedly called drunk and was employed by you for up to a week after. Anything could have happened.
All right, so this is actually a good point. Like, if your nanny calls you drunk and you're currently at a degenerate convention, I think it was actually Anime Matsuri, do you either stay at Anime Matsuri looking for copies of Rito of the Healer, or do you go back to your home and set your house straight? Let's see what Nick has to say.
I don't trust.
We're going to have to do a poll. We're going to have to do a poll to find out. Let me see. Who loves trains the most? Me. Our live. There we go. No, just do. There we go. And well, this will be the last poll of the thing. There we go. You can vote. Who do you think likes trains better, me or the illustrious $50 woman?
No parent I know would have handled it that way.
You didn't leave an event and go home when she allegedly called drunk and was employed by you for up to a week after. Anything could have happened. I don't trust you. No parent I know would have handled it that way. You know, it's a tough one because she called intoxicated, but it was also late at night. The kids were asleep.
This is the weirdest thing is like Nick is like, well, it's late at night. The kids are in bed, but like he literally has his kids come to his stream at 2 a.m. to just annoy him for some reason. It's because it's the only time they can interact with him because he's sleeping all the day. Now that he doesn't have his happy medicine to keep him awake, he sleeps all day, wakes up an hour late, and then does his stream time. And then the kids start coming in and asking for stuff like food or to sign their homework, and then he yells at them, and then he goes back to seed streaming. So there you go.
Or if they weren't asleep, they were in bed. So it's like
2 a.m. Go to bed, kids. Come on now.
She wasn't particularly putting the children in danger or anything.
It's not like my nanny that was stealing my booze and getting drunk and calling me at 9 a.m. and allegedly giving my kids booze. It's not like she was putting them in danger, that bitch. So what? You expected me to leave my anime convention? I was just about to talk to Jamal about redo of The Healer Season 2. The anime is good, but the manga, piece de resistance. Like, what do you mean? Like, fuck off.
No, it's tough. It's not like she was driving the kids around drunk. Like if she would have done anything like that, or if I had known that she gave my kid alcohol, I would have fired her immediately.
So didn't know.
But it's a tough question. It's not so simple. She'd been working with us for years.
It's a tough question. You see, it's very difficult, chat. Like if we fire the nanny, then we have to spend time with our children. This is a hard decision. Okay, it's not as simple as you think it is. This is literally what's going through his head. He's the only reason he hates the nanny now is because she quit and forced him to do work.
At the time, she developed relationships with all the kids and stuff. Like, man, I don't know.
And also hashtag
some people don't like how I handled it, which is fine. I don't give a shit what you think about it. Doesn't really matter.
Does this look like a man that doesn't care?
But you can be mad at me or not. But it's not such an obvious decision.
What?
Life is so much more complicated.
This nanny's stealing booze and getting drunk at 9 a.m. and sleeping in my big master bed, the Minnesota King that sleeps 4. But it's not as simple as, like, I don't know if I mean, who doesn't get drunk at work? I mean, Nick actually believes this because his job was getting drunk.
Then
he said he wasn't sober for 7 fucking years.
Then it sounds like, oh, well, if this happens, then you do this. Well, do you all the time do that? I don't know. We don't. Nobody acts that way. They talk that way online, but they don't act that way at all. I don't know. It's a tough one.
How does this affect you personally?
I mean,
how does society collapsing affect you personally, chat? You don't give a shit about these kids. How does this affect you personally? You know, you walk down, you go to the playground, you're like playing frisbee with your kids, and some guy drives up in a van and abducts the other children. That's not your kids. How does this affect you personally? Maybe you just keep your nose out of someone else's business. This is ridiculous.
She sounded pretty
funny and weird,
torched.
yeah. Funny and weird.
Nick, get help. You're not the same person at all. No, I went through a significant amount of trauma. Like, it's my fault, I know, but like I went through that.
He went through trauma. Oh, I feel bad for him. I feel so bad. Oh my goodness. So, he's got no viewers. He's got the trauma. I'm punching down on this little channel. It's so mean of me.
And
yes, should feel bad for him. Help! I'm being oppressed.
You get help, silly. What do you want me to do? You think they're going to change me back? That's the most retarded thing I've ever heard in my life. It's like, no, you got to get help. It's like, oh, okay. I'm going to go somewhere and they're going to be like, we're going to get you back.
He's going to go to the psychiatrist. He's like, look, do you have any of those time reversing crystals that Keanu had from Redo of the Healer? I need to get back to my life, but I want to retain my memories so I can go back and get revenge on everyone before they betray me. He's gonna go back and get Legal Mind. He's gonna go back in time to the day before he invited Legal Mindset on his chat, so that he can preemptively stop him from growing and becoming a larger channel. Because like it's great. Like, have you guys seen how big some of Legal Mindset's channels are? He's got all the anime people in his chat or some shit. He's got like 10,000 live viewers talking about Johnny Somali. Like, it's so funny because like Nick is copying Legal Mindset by doing the short recap videos. I mean, it's not like he invented or anything, right? But the reason that Mindset does those is because he gets so many fucking super chats. Some people can't watch his stream anymore because he's getting too much money. It's such a funny problem. It's such a funny. That's why that he has those short. I think he calls them fast facts. It's actually a good move. It's a great move to do those. But he's getting so much money. He makes these fast fact videos for people that can't sit through 2 hours of him reading money. And Nick is like, well, Andrew's doing this, so I'll do it too. But the thing is, Nick isn't getting the chats. He's not making the same money. He's copying the results, but he doesn't understand why he's doing that. That's why he's begging for views.
Get you back to before all this other stuff happened, and that's how humans work. Well, hold on, we just like a car or whatever. That's a silly thing to say.
We can all dream about it, right?
I like
it.
Dream. Allegan News says, "Oh no, if Nick gets back, is that a good idea? Where do we turn him back to?"
Is Legal Mindset streaming today?
When you turn me back to, and if you did like turn me back to before everything, would I then go back through it? Like, would I make the same decisions? That's weird.
Oh my goodness, what an amazingly, oh my goodness, the philosophical questions. If you could go back in time, would you make all the same mistakes again? Oh my goodness, it's like chaos theory. You ever try putting a drop of water on your hand and it rolls a different way? Oh, save us. Save us, Ian Malcolm. If you went back in time with the Keanu time crystal, would you make the same mistakes? Yes, of course he would, because he has no regrets. He loved it. He said he would do it again in a heartbeat. Come on now. All right, look at this. Look at this. So I've got my YouTube channel over. I've got my YouTube recommendations. Wait, here, look at this. Look at this. YouTube is actually, I've got the steel toe clips coming up here. Factorio. Oh no, wait, these are Stardew Valley videos. I started watching Stardew Valley's videos. Look at this. I've got Kurt and I've got Rekieta. Look at this. YouTube featured. How is this? What is this YouTube featured tag? Kurt has more people watching right now, but he's not YouTube featured. Is Nick paying for is this like a paid thing? Like paid advertising, like Google AdSense or something? I don't get, what is this? I'll try and enhance for you. Doesn't really work though. Oh wait, here it is. So look here. YouTube featured. Is this something you pay? I ironically don't know what this is. This is like either something new or Nick is paying for it or something. But now he's down to 500. Oh, looking like he's struggling with 500 peoples. I don't know how this is happening. Kurt was streaming and his YouTube featured today. Okay. I haven't seen this on anyone else's channel except for Nick's. It's very strange to me.
Bob Tube says, "What will Gabe Hoffman announce?" I don't know. Maybe he's latent homosexuality. I'm not sure. Like, I don't know anything about this Gabe Hoffman guy. Apparently, he's done some investigation into me.
So yeah, Gabe Hoffman is he's like, I don't know his entire story as well, but he did a documentary called, I think, Eyes Wide Shut or something, about exploitation and trafficking of children. And now he's going after Nick, and he's also like a hedge fund manager. And he's like the executive producer of the Kino Casino or something, or at least he gives him a lot of money. I haven't seen any of his Jew money yet. He is Jewish. That's the joke. With Jews, you win. But I'm willing to accept it if he's out there, if he's listening. But apparently he's going on Keanu's channel on the 12th of this month. So you can look forward to that next week.
Kind of curious what the hell he thinks he's going to find, because
I'm kind of curious too.
My life was kind of shredded open for the public.
Oh, also, the only thing I really know about Gabe Hoffman is he hates Ethan Ralph, and it's very funny that a rich guy is spending his time A-logging some broke guy in Mexico. So I do know that. I know he's like the chief A-log or something of Ethan Ralph. That's very funny.
So who
did he fund the casino orgy in Vegas? I think that was Medica Masochist with 50 black hookers.
Like what?
Or whatever the story was. I don't know.
Cocaine. Oh, okay. I guess. And Molly. And he did LSD and mushrooms.
Oh, it's called Open Secret? Sorry.
Yeah.
Eyes Wide Shut is a movie, right? Yeah, my bad.
I guess it happened.
It's Open Secret.
So, like, what does that matter?
Yeah, Open Secret.
To anybody. It's very strange.
It's strange. It's funny. It's weird. All right. I think that's all I got for you today. I'll check through I was going to talk about Trump. We'll talk about iDubbbz. So fuck it. We'll talk about iDubbbz. Where's the iDubbbz stuff? This is funny. This is so sad. I was gonna use iDubbbz as like and Trump versus Elon as like a filler segment, but we actually got through everything. I'll read these chats first. Skabro says he wants his coke and snort it. Yes, it's the Rekieta note. He also said the raid traumatized his kids, but they are fine. Well, they shouldn't be fine with being raided. Like that's not a normal thing to do. Was the police raid less noisy than just Nick and April fighting or whatever it was? But the adult man is seething to strangers about his trauma. Yeah, well, that's what he does. He tries to intimidate people. It doesn't work. And then he starts being the victim because he's just looking for any angle, any method that can get people to stop paying attention to him or like he can manipulate them with. That's what he's looking for. Also, Unhinged Valkyrie with a 5 pound says, have a gift. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. I love my pound bros. All right, so let's have a look at this iDubbbz thing. This is some leaks that are coming out. You'll probably see it on the Kino Casino, but it is funny. I'll read this. These came out from, I believe, their former fighter. So let's see. Anissa made iDubbbz go to the doctor to get a prescription for Adderall for ADHD that he doesn't have. Ian didn't get diagnosed with ADHD the first time, so Anissa forced him to go back with her a second time so that she could argue for why he has ADHD. Anissa tried to get iDubbbz diagnosed with cancer out of paranoia. What is that thing? Like, what is it called? Like Munchausen's by proxy or something? Is that what's going on here? Is she like dommy momming him or something? I mean, she's pegged him. We know that. We know she pegs him and that he's got irritable bowel syndrome, so he has to wear a diaper. iDubbbz said he finds it hard to speak for himself when his wife isn't with him. Oh my goodness. Anissa once said she had a nightmare when Ian got her pregnant. So she's literally terrified of having his children. He's pegged. Oh my goodness. Anissa once forced iDubbbz to pull over on a highway so she could walk home because of an argument. That's cringe. That's cringe. I once had a girlfriend that did that a long time ago. Back when I was in New Zealand. I made a bad joke, as I am very frequently would do. And she got really grumpy and she asked me to pull over and let her out. And we were in the middle of the hills. We were driving back from the beach. There is no fucking way she would have got back. It was ridiculous. It was absolutely like so we were in Wellington at the time and we were out by the fucking, like we were in the hills. I let her walk. I should have, but I was like, no, this is ridiculous. This is like, get back in the fucking car. Yeah. I don't know. It would have been, that's my read of the hero. I want to go back in time and make her walk on the highway. She has no way. She wasn't even from New Zealand. There was no way she was getting back. Should have. Did I bury? That's the crazy thing. She just went into the forest and she disappeared. No, that's not. No, I shouldn't try that. All right. Anissa, in her own words, Anissa said she goes 5-year-old baby mode when she throws a temper tantrum whenever she and Ian fight. Walk it off. Oh, fuck. Why did I say that? I'm doing the redo of the relationship in my mind right now. It's not even hot outside. That's a good one. Yeah, my girlfriend had to go to a dialysis appointment or something, and I made her get an Uber. No. I waited until she calmed down, and then I drove her back into the city. We made up, okay? I mean, we broke up later on. The relationship didn't last, obviously. I'm not a psycho. What the fuck? Like, she's gonna like live out there in the sheep? What is she gonna? She literally wasn't from New Zealand. There's no way she could have gotten back. It was the middle of nowhere. Anissa took off. This is the worst one. Anissa took off her wedding ring the last time she went to Hassan Piker's house. That's a woe body. That's a woe body. Holy shit. Anissa has said before she wishes Chris Raygun was her boyfriend instead of iDubbbz. Oh, I thought this one. I knew this one was true, right? Didn't Chris Raygun start dating like Lacey Green or something? That was kind of funny. The wedding ring one is like that's really bad. Is that the one they went to go make the H3 content cop or whatever it was? I'm a New Zealand person living in Australia. It's like we're polar opposites. My dad's from Melbourne. No, well, not really. He's from South Australia, but he's close to Melbourne. Are you enjoying your $10 deconstructed lattes in Melbourne, Night Owl? The naughty Nutella for $5 a spoonful. Suffer in Melbourne. Melbourne is so the prices there are pretty funny. Maybe one day we'll have to do that. We'll A-log an entire city one day. Melbourne. All right. I was going to talk about this like Trump thing. Maybe nobody cares. But Trump and Elon are fighting, and Elon's being incredibly cringe, and he's now saying that like the reason that the Epstein documents haven't come out is because Trump is in them. And this is just like actually Elon going baby mode. Now, while I might disagree with some of the things that are in the bill, obviously I don't really care that much about it because I'm not an American. You see, Elon Musk says, time to drop the big bomb. Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That's the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, Donald J. Trump. Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. This man, Elon Musk, let Donald Trump look after his son. You really think he believes that Trump was on Epstein Island or whatever that shit was? No fucking way. Stop being cringe, Elon. This is like when Elon was mad because the divers rescued the children in Thailand or whatever instead of like, if you don't know what happened, there was some kids, they were in a cave or something and they got stuck in there. And people were like, save them, Elon Musk, you're Batman. And so he was like making these designs to make like a submarine or some shit. And then just some guy was like a diver and he went in and saved everyone. And then Elon was seething on Twitter because he didn't get the attention. And he was like, that creepy pedo diver man. So every time Elon gets butthurt, he drops these sort of things. It's very cringe. It's very cringe. I do like the idea that Elon's working on space shit, but going to colonize Mars is stupid for a number of reasons. Like, I mean, I'm not going to pretend I'm a scientist, but I'm pretty sure the problem with Mars is that it doesn't have a rotating iron core like Earth has. That's molten metal. So it has no magnetosphere. So the solar wind radiation tears away the atmosphere of Mars. It's impossible to terraform Mars with our current level of technology. So if you wanted to live on Mars, you'd have to be living inside a house or underground. At that point, we may as well just build space stations that can fly around and shit. We don't need to get to Mars. I don't hate science. Why did he have a black eye? I don't know. Probably he fell over on a dog toy or something. It's cold and low gravity. Yeah, gravity's low. I think Mars is like a third of the gravity of Earth. Isn't Mars like twice the size of the moon? It's like tiny as shit. It's actually like a line from one of my favorite movies, Space Invaders, where they're singing like, Mars is my home, which is a parody of like Home and what is it? That, Mars is my home, where everyone's short, like just like me, where the gravity's low. And the gravity's low and the oxygen's low and the winds will blow you away. Something like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Sorry, we're getting off tangent here. People are going to be leaving in droves. We might look at this later. I got some funny stuff here. Australian court. Let's take a look at this. Can't even be a little Australian anymore. What's this? What's going on here? This is real cringe. Like this is what Australians have to deal with in court. Let's take a look.
Do you remember this? One of the posts that you liked yesterday morning before court said, or it started off with this. When some fuckwit in a suit starts questioning your integrity using his fucktard snake logic, he learnt getting his tonsils bruised by some lecturer's spotty dick at their non-binary law school. Remember one thing, that this cunt will be one of the first to be held down and drowned in a muddy puddle for his fancy jacket when society crumbles.
Is this guy liking Nick's posts? Is that what I'm hearing here? Is that what's happening? It's like literally the court of liking Facebook posts. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad I don't live in Australia right now. I'm going to be accused of so many thought crimes. All right. That was pretty funny. Well, I have to say that again. We're going to make that into a sound clip or something. That is tech heresy against the priesthood of Mars. Praise the Omnissiah. Hey, look, if you've got the fucking ring around Mars or something, so you can make it into a ship foundry, then sure. But look, the body is weak. Okay, unlike machines, human body on Mars will not be good. If we have like fucking servo skulls and all sorts of voice boxes and things, then we can live on Mars. But for now, we can't. Okay. It'd be much better to just work on asteroid mining and space station building and stuff. We can use Earth we can use Mars as a slingshot or whatever. But landing on Mars is kind of pointless. But Elon is having a big tantrum. All right, guys, that's all I got. I'm going to play, before we go, I'll play the Boulder Went streaming tonight as the outro. But go, Alyssa Clips, go support her. You can buy her a coffee. You can Venmo, Cash App. Alyssa does a lot of work just exposing people in the sector, holding up a mirror to the degeneracy of these people, and even making fun of me from time to time. You can see my crash outs on her channel as well. We all pray and hope that Alyssa gets better, and I think that she will get better just to spite Nick, which is great. And then that'll make him seethe. But if you like Alyssa, send her a couple bucks or something. I'm sure any amount can help, and if not, then at least send her a warm wishes, a nice message on her channel. Get well soon, love the content, come back soon, those sort of things, because that really does make a difference in these sort of cases when you've got that positive outlook. So yeah, prayers to Alyssa. You can put your press 1 in chat to pray to Alyssa to get better, so that you can see the ones in chat, and then I'll load up the sorry, I'm joking a little bit, but honestly, I do hope she gets better. Obviously, I'm not like Nick. I'm not like actually wishing people just die or something. That's ridiculous. And I'll stream rate you over to legal mindset. Hold on, let me say. Look at all those ones. Look at all those ones. Let me see. This song should be on Alyssa's channel, honestly. All right, we'll go to Alyssa's channel. So you can listen to me clickety clap on my keyboards. What time is it? 11:40. Here it is. It really is amazing just how much Alyssa makes Nick seethe for some reason. I guess it's because Nick's ultimate thing is that he hates himself. So that's obviously why he hates it, because he sees Alyssa's clips and it's just his face and he's like, I hate that guy. Got to be here, right? On Alyssa's channel. Oh my god, I thought I had it. Here it is. We got it. All right, guys.
It's almost 11.
It's actually 11:40. All right. Thank you, everyone, for the chat. Thank you for the support. Love you. We'll be back next week, hopefully with less degenerates. We'll see. But peace.
It's almost 11, and there's still no stream. Baldo ain't streaming tonight. It's 1 minute past 11, and there's still no stream. Baldo ain't streaming tonight. It's 1 minute past 11, and there's still no stream. And Baldo ain't streaming tonight. It's already 11, and there's still no stream. And Baldo ain't streaming tonight. No longer 11, and there's still no stream. And Baldo ain't streaming tonight. Almost 11, and there's still no stream. And Baldo ain't streaming tonight.